everybody. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I've got ultra mega low latency mode on right now, so I should be able to see all the chat pretty soon. I leveled up yesterday, yeah. Okay, so tonight I've got two of my game design buds, Matt Double King and Ross Twin Steel. Oh, that's cool. I never realized you two have you two have the same like two of something. That's pretty cool. I never noticed that. So up top, if you guys want to meet Double King, one of the world's greatest Discord mods, and Twin Steel Ross down below, one of the world's greatest playtesters. So they have been secretly, not so secretly, helping me a ton in the background. Um, how do we did Matt? You just emailed me like during the last campaign, right? Is that how?
Yeah, I think yeah, we had been talking about like we've been helping out a lot, with really involved with testing and balancing and things, and we just kind of talked and we were like, we want to keep helping. We want to keep doing more stuff and doing more game design and everything. And it's just like, well, the only way to do it is to ask. So we just kind of reached out and we're like, hey, we want to keep helping. What can we do?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that'd be great. You guys want to do stuff? Fantastic. So
For real.
yeah, yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. Okay, and Ross may need to come and go or whatever, but so everybody, we like on Saturday nights. Usually it's Saturday nights, but some weeks we can't make it. We'll Matt and Ross and I will get together on Discord and sort of chat about different design things. So that's what we're doing tonight. We were going to meet tonight anyway. So I said, hey, what if we streamed and everybody can sort of say hi to you guys, and Ross is on Twin Steel. He's on baby duty too, so he does it all. So if
All
you
back
see
and
him,
forth.
yeah. So if you see him get up and go, there's baby stuff happening. Yeah, Edward says community really appreciates you guys. Game wouldn't be the same without you. Yeah, you too, Edward. I know you do a lot. Thank you, Edward, for introducing me to Derek from Knights of the Last Call. And yeah, just everybody's just been so cool, so cool. So we are working tonight on. So we have most of the subclasses done for the first few classes in the heroes book. Here it is. But the last four that we have from the last design jam, the Shepherd, Songweaver, Stormweaver, and Zephyr, Stormshifter, and Zephyr, we didn't have those up just yet. So these guys have been cooking up some cool ideas. Can you either one of you send me the link that we're working with? I don't know if I have it open anymore. Is it the new subclasses winners one? Okay, I got it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I was laughing because I'm helping out with the Foundry system stuff too, and I was working out a mechanic here, and I was like, oh man, those guys are going to kill me. I'm coming up with an idea that's like not represented anywhere else in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is one thing that I forgot. Matt Double King, he's been taking the lead on the Foundry stuff, and another guy, Trevor, he's been helping out a ton, and a bunch of other people also. So if we don't say your name, so I'm just going to scooch you guys over chat. I hope that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hoping to have some videos about Foundry stuff coming out soon, and more regularly. And really, I'm just trying to give them whatever they need. There's a group of developers over there that are working hard, and Trevor's kind of heading everything up. So it's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, great question, Mika Didi. Pretty soon. So I don't think I can show you guys, but I've been like all day today. I've been setting up. It's not as easy as one would think. I've been setting up the pledge manager, so I can't just like email like 6,000 people. I'd love to be able to just do that, but I can't just email 6,000 people. It doesn't work like you think. So I'm setting up the pledge manager, and plus there's like multiple different kinds of emails that need to go out, and everybody has to get a different file. So I've been setting up the pledge manager like all day today, pretty much all day. So there's a lot to it, and then on Monday I have a call scheduled with the pledge manager people to make sure I'm doing it all correctly, because they're like, it's very very complicated. So I've been doing that all day. So it takes time. I'm hoping by like Tuesday, I should have all of that ready for you guys. But if you so like a couple of people are like, oh man, I have a game scheduled Sunday night or like Monday, so I've just been like sending people like the link. So if you have an urgent need, let me know. Please, too many people don't don't tell me that, but I'm getting it as fast as I can for you guys. Yeah, if you do email 6,000 people, be sure you BCC. Yeah, not everybody gets that. Okay, so we are. Where do we leave off last time, guys?
We were talking about subclasses that we were working on. We talked about the Venom and Web, and then I gave you my intro thoughts on the Cinder and Ash. That one's done and submitted into the document now.
Okay, should we start there?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay,
Cinder
and Ash.
Yes.
Is it the purple?
So
is it
this
the purple one down here? No, it's Venom.
It's on my screen. It's green.
Okay.
But,
okay.
yeah. So this is the one. So Daniel Dan Draco is the one that I also went back into the archive and found Charles and Janine Archibald's, and then so there I added them to the credits.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So just so everybody who's watching knows, like when there is a like an idea submitted, like a subclass or something, or an adventure or whatever, like that is like even if it's like complete, a lot of times that is like 5 or 10% of the way like there, and then like, oh, there's a cool idea, like we'll develop it further, and there's like art and there's layout, so like there's a lot more work and time that goes into this, and the playtesting and all that other stuff too. So okay, so click somewhere. Okay, so level 3 we have this is Storm Shifter, right? Do you want to walk us through it, Ross?
Yeah, yes, I can go out there.
And
so
if you need to go, you go ahead. You do whatever you need to do.
That's okay. Yeah, no. For now, it's good. I think when we talked about this last time, we worked on trying to find some sort of like what could be good to bring this class. This class definitely wants to be. The vision here is how can we do smoldering? How can we play with casting? And so there was this idea of like how can we move back and forth between the beast form and the animal form so that we can have the animal form be administering smoldering and then doing fire magic in between. So we started off with putting enchant weapon for free on your beast form attacks, and then letting them choose to replace lightning or fire with or lightning or wind with fire.
Okay.
We put so that was pretty much locked in. I added fire sight because a lot of them have sort of more of a flavorful or interesting fire-based ability. That one is I have like my triple asterisk next to it of like I don't even know for sure. But the next thing was the Born of Fire, which is when you cast a tiered fire spell, you can spend 2 mana to beast shift for free, but it does not grant you temp HP. So that's ideally when I looked through the numbers of various different ways to let them beast shift associated with fire. It needed if it was just for free, or when you cast a fire spell, or when you upcast a fire spell. I ended up calculating out that on average they would be easily outpacing like the Fang and Claw with the number of beast shifts they were getting. So the spending 2 mana to beast shift when you cast a fire spell was a reasonable number of times.
It felt about right
across the levels. It did.
So
and yep.
So you guys might have seen me making some tweaks. So generally with a subclass, like I want like the coolest, like the iconic thing like first. just so like someone reading it, like I don't want someone like reading like the sort of the flavor abilities and then like just skipping it. So like the cool thing is like, hey, you get enchant weapon for free, which is like a big damage boost. And then a lot of the attacks when you're in beast form, they're like D4 also. So like you're very likely to be critting and doing ignite. And then fire sight, and the wildfire is just so there's not like too much to balance. Like we don't want this class to just be like to feel like a fire mage. Like the two halves of this class are like the caster and the shifter, or the beast form. It's like we want to have both halves of it. So like if it was like too much leaning on like smoldering and ignite and like not really do anything with the beast form, like it would just sort of feel like a half of a mage, like a half of a class. So I really like this. Like like it's incentivizing you to shift, and then it's incentivizing you to like come out and like cast cool spells and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, so sorry, keep going.
So yeah, and you'll see that like essentially everything that I ever put in is in alphabetical order so that you can evaluate it.
Okay.
So that's where we have the Born of Fire is the way to jump back and forth between the two, and that and then the Dragon Hide is you're resistant to fire because you're doing fire stuff, and then making it so that fire can't break your concentration felt like a way to give them a little bit, because coming up later, that makes sense. Well shifted. Coming up later, I was thinking about including something where they can include their own space with their explosions to be able to like proc fire damage based abilities. But so can't break your concentration, since these people are going to be probably bringing up fire spells and running into fire. Made sense.
Yeah. In some of the fire
Phoenix
spells,
go ahead.
Some of the fire spells can damage you, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think maybe just the Shadowmancer has a fire spell that can damage himself. Like you can cast it easier if you include yourself in damage. But anyway, that is a cool flavor ability. So Miko is asking if you did the pledge over time. Yeah, you'll still get it at the same time as everybody else. Like, yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, and then having it like while you're shifted, I think is a cool little thing, little incentive to become a thing.
Right.
So like whatever animal you shift it to a squirrel and has like a squirrel with dragon hide or something, I think that feels pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and we might, I don't know if we want to channel some of the like you were talking about the fire Shadowmancer ability here, but I tried to sort of word it in such a way that with Phoenix Flame, so you can basically target yourself as well with your like, so if you do Pyroclasm, you can take that damage too. And then when you take fire damage, you can spend a B shift to regain hit points or remove a wound.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so let's switch that around. When you take whenever you take fire damage from any source, you may spend a beast shift. Okay, so it is limited. Instead, I think it would probably just be gain that many temp HP.
Okay.
Or probably don't need to remove own wound. And then like part 2 of this, you can include yourself in your AoE fire spells. Does that still capture the flavor and mechanics of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, whenever you would take fire damage from any source, you may spin a beast shift. So I'm just gonna underline that. So it might be something else. You may something. So it's already costing you mana. But like I don't want someone like casting like a fire cantrip on themselves just to like gain temp HP.
Right. Yeah, that's why I put it as something that would be pretty expensive. But the nice thing about it is the rest of it's right there, Mommy. That's why I put it as the V shift.
Okay.
Which is limited, but the nice thing is they have some way to kind of get around that. Because they have the ability to cast if they cast fire spells to get into it. So it's like it's limited, but it's not as limited as your average storm strifter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, and I like the idea of Phoenix Flame.
Yeah, that's good flavor.
And then what was the other thing? Oh, well, then the last level, I tried to figure out a way that on the last level to like not just like add a single numerical bonus to something as much as to try and maybe bring together some things you've been juggling, so you get to that you've built up to be able to manage these things separately, and now you're managing them together. So being able to treat your lightning or wind spells, whichever ones you still have, that you've been using less often, but when they were appropriate, suddenly you get these scenarios where now you can make your Eye of the Storm that affect, like you can make that be a firestorm that's affecting you, so you can Phoenix Flame with it, and you can turn into a bear out of it, or that kind of thing. So it kind of changes it gives you more. It's kind of synergistic, as it were.
Yeah. So let me see.
And then Living Sun, that's a big one. I'm fully comfortable with that, like being brought way back. But the nice thing about that is that it 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 works with everything, and it doesn't like uh, how should I say, it doesn't overwrite anything. Because I was looking at other things that would add, like, functionally give you enchant weapon on yourself, like add fire damage to your own hits. And I don't love abilities that just like you get this, so now it's like you are erasing your first level ability. So Searing Fang gives you enchant weapon on your attacks, which makes them fire and gives them bonus fire damage and smoldering. I wouldn't want to do another thing that does that too, and therefore be like, well, I guess I'm getting a little bit of something, but it's already something I've got. It doesn't feel quite right to me. So the Fire Embrace is a big one. I would say that's a big one. That could be like, so many times per whatever, or even something less.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the wording. Okay, so when you enter a dire beast form, cast, what was it?
Fiery Embrace.
Fiery Embrace. So I think that might be a little bit more clear.
For sure. Now the balance, I'm always pondering, like, since I do a lot of playtesting, I'm always thinking like about balance. That's big. It may be something that we need to, if we go with that, it may be something that would need to be like a number of times, like, like per whatever, like,
so you're
per
already
encounter.
limited. You're limited by the number of beast shifts that you have, which at level 15 is how many times can you do it? Dex.
I can pull up my little chart.
Yeah, so you have Dex. So you could do it like a handful of times, like 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, like a few times.
I'll give you the numbers, because you would be surprised with the abilities that are on this class, allowing them to pay mana to drop into their form. The number of times they could do it, if you don't limit it to like by beast shifting or whatever.
Yeah.
So like at level
that was the intent.
Okay, I was going to say at level 15 they could potentially let's see here, can mana shifts, they could potentially do that, like they have the number of shifts, upcasts, and there we go. So we'd be looking at something like 16.
That's too much. All right.
So yeah, they would have about 7 beast shifts though.
Okay.
So if you do it when they beast shift, that would be.
I think that this might be, so instead of action or reaction, so this could just be whenever you cast a tiered fire spell, you may spend a beast shift charge to beast shift without spending. I could just say for free, since it already says you're spending a beast shift charge. And then no, I think it could just grant. So whenever you cast a tiered fire spell, it's like you cast a spell and then like you like turn into the animal at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that could be cool.
Absolutely, it will be. But then the reason that I did the mana thing was because when we talked last time, we realized that if this class is going to bounce back and forth between, that they're going to be really limited. So, for example, at level 7, they're going to be able to do that 4 times. And if the idea of if the goal of the class is to go back and forth in and out of this fiery beast form and casting frequently, that's where the spending mana to turn into the beast form came in, to give them that ability to do it more times, in as long as they're leaning into the I'm casting fire spells play style that we're sort of designing for.
Sorry, there's a request to change the layout a little bit. So
sure.
There we go. I guess I could have done that without changing everything. Okay, yeah, I got that over. Okay, so so how I'm modeling this in my head. So you want to start combat like beast shifted, or you want to like go into your beast form, and then like bite someone or whatever, and like get them smoldering, and you're gonna come out and like cast ignite. That is sort of like the cool thing you can do, or like cast like, or you can get a bunch of people smoldering, and then cast pyroclasm, and they fail to save automatically. Yeah. So all of that is cool. And then at level 7, so you cast, so like you do the same thing. So you get into your wolf form and you bite them, and then like they're smoldering, and then you can come out of the form, cast ignite, and then like you go right back into the form like right away to like start biting them again.
Exactly.
And then this, whenever you take fire damage, so that's just like a cool little bonus. I think that works. I think this works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
so
think?
Like you're going
sure,
like quickly back and forth? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only so far the only thing that I would say changed significantly is that after these changes, they're going to be able to shift a whole lot less, and the potential for, say, you have, let me see here, I was trying to see how many shifts they had at each individual, but the number of times you can shift if you were to lean into, one of the limiting factors here is we have a subclass now that is leaning into, I want to cast and I want to beast shift, so they're going to be,
you think
they're going to
burn
be
through
some
their
decks.
charges too much?
I think that's my concern, because they're going to be pushing decks and will, to try and be able to cast and be shift. So then we have them. They're going to be able to be shift less than the average person of their same level.
What if we add this? You can spend 2 additional mana or a beast shift charge to be shift for free. So like if you have more mana, you just spend the mana. If you have more charges, like you can decide.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I hadn't thought about there being the potential of, I'm out of mana, I better, no, I can't do it. Yeah, no, I think that's good. And obviously, as the person who's fanatical about trying to playtest and balance things, because I come from editions of the game that were all about breaking the game, I will let you know if it turns out these guys are just essentially doing this to out beast shift the beast shifters of the Fang and Claw.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like how. So what about this? Whenever you take fire damage from any source, you may spend a beast shift charge and instead gain it to many temp HP.
So if we made it temp HP, that would help throttle it more. I had it be like real HP before, and that's why it was a beast shift. But it's temp. But if you do it as temp HP, then you don't have to throttle it as much. So that may be easier to do. Like you could do that. I mean, you could potentially even just do that a number of times.
What if it was this? You may include yourself in your AoE fire spells. Whenever you would take fire damage from any source. Yeah, like this might just be good enough. So like this is incentivizing you to cast what are the AoE fire spells? Is it just pyroclasm?
Yeah. Now the thing is that once you get to level 15, it expands that much further. But it starts off it's mostly going to be pyroclasm.
And what about this? What if we move Firestorm up here so that you have? Yeah. So what if we move that up there?
There's more spells you can hit yourself with. Then.
Yeah. So there's pyroclasm.
Do that earlier.
There's lightning. So there's overload.
Yeah.
Stormlash.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. I was only worried about doing that because of what was I going to say? Because it's a lot at once, and I know we've talked about like too much at once is too much. But yeah, I mean, if it's not, you don't feel like it's too much, then that's great.
I don't
because
think so.
That was one of the things that I liked about basically if you can include yourself in your AoEs, you know, and you have fire, you have, you know, you're starting off, you're like, okay, I understand how to do this, and then when you get to, oh, by the way, your wind spells are also fire, then that feels like a big jump.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Cool. Then the only so if you do that, okay, you're doing it. I was going to say if you want to make it so whenever you take fire damage, anytime you take fire damage, it needs to be from your own spells, or else it's going to be just like, oh, we fought a fire dragon.
Yeah. I don't want it to cheese. I think resistance to fire damage while shifted, like that's cool, but I don't want it to be like immunity, like ultra immunity.
Right.
Yeah. So does that resistance mean that you're taking partial fire damage from your own AoEs and therefore gaining less temporary hit points?
That was very much intentional. Yes,
okay. All
right. Okay.
Because
so you only heal half the damage of what you do.
Right.
I see. Okay,
that way.
Interesting.
That way you're not spamming it as much and getting like, because with pyroclasm is a spell like fire spells in general. They're like over the curve in damage. So if you suddenly have this guy able to heal himself pyroclasm levels of healing, it's going to be way over the curve.
Yeah, so that definitely
it's going to give you a whole. It's going to make pyroclasm. Yeah, it would make pyroclasm like it would make suddenly this person can heal better than a healer. Doing suddenly pyroclasm, which is already a good spell, is going to heal like better than a healer. So that's why I was like, we need to have fire hide first.
It might just need to be once per encounter, because I feel like that is. I feel like that's unintuitive. Like we'd either need to add it as a FAQ, or like it. I think that's unintuitive enough to where like someone would feel bad if like the GM say, "Oh no, it works this way, not that way."
I see.
But like once per encounter, getting like a big thing.
I think either way, you'll probably have to include an FAQ either way, only because whether like for or against, people will ask this question, whether or not it's like.
What if we just say that? Gain resistance to enemy fire attacks.
Does that mean that I will tell you that like when you start like Nick, like bringing it down like that, there will be the situation where it's like, so does that mean I can like lay in a campfire or like walk through a fire trap?
No. So it's only enemy fire attacks. So like natural fire or whatever.
Right.
Like.
So if you have, for example, you have a fire trap in a dungeon, and you have lava, or you have things like that, where it's like it's not an enemy attacking you, but it's still a meaningful environmental damage source, then there's going to be that question.
Maybe we say enemy creatures. Games with enemy fire attacks to fire.
So Ross, are you saying that there should be resistance to that, to neutral sources, we'll say.
Right. So like and I guess I think that it would be nice if you have if you have if you have Dragonhide and there's like a fire trap. It would be cool if you were the person who could be like, well, we don't have any great way around this. We broke the mechanism. Somebody needs to walk through this. Hey, fire guy,
Right.
why don't you at least help with that kind of thing? So it's like I do think it's meaningful to have environmental fire, like just any source of fire damage. That's where it all comes in. It's like
So what if we just said you may gain fire resistance?
You may gain resistance.
Yeah. So like
you may resist fire. You may resist fire damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. So so how much damage would this actually? Or how many temp HP would this? Whenever.
If you're choosing not to be halved, then when you cast it, it would be 2d20 plus 10. And since you're not,
30 temp
because you're not going to save.
Yeah. So that's
because you're
30,
not going to save.
30 temp HP, which is pretty good. But by level 11, 30 temp HP once per encounter isn't OP. But
right, if it's once per encounter, I would say that's honestly that's not out of pocket anyway. I could imagine it being more often, but yeah, definitely more than per safe rest. Once per encounter, maybe more often.
Yeah, like a Phoenix, like they can revive themselves like every so often, not like every 6 seconds. I think that works. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it. And then Fire Embrace. Yeah, I think it'll need to be play tested to see if it plays as cool as it feels, or if there's any unexpected stuff. But yeah, I like that. Okay.
I mean, Living Sun doesn't need any help on level 15 either. We took away Firestorm, right? But that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Firestorm is just up here.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, 15 won't be too out of hand, and then if you're comfortable with Firestorm coming down, and Firestorm coming down is like balance. I'm usually thinking about balance, and at least in the back of my mind, Firestorm coming to level 11, if Phoenix Flame is only once per encounter, is less huge, right? Like you are going to be able to use more spells and in more interesting ways, but that's okay because you can't just keep casting Eye of the Storm on yourself and getting temp HP every single time.
Yeah, so if it's just once per encounter, then we don't need to say from your own fire spells.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Good question, Contragoon. So I think so like if a dragon breathes on you for 100 fire damage, like this is like the one thing that you're ready for. Like, all right, I have 100 temp HP, like come at me, sucker. Like that would feel so cool. But it's once per encounter, so like you can only abuse it so much. So like you don't take 100 damage, and then you do gain 100 temp HP, and like you can just be the tank the whole time. I think that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
And we'll play test it. I mean, I've got fire giants to keep play testing. So if we go through a fire giant encounter and we find out that they're just like cheese, then I will come back to you with that. You know that I love to give you extremely detailed, highlighted and starred reports.
What about this plus this and then that? Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Matt, do you want to which one? Do you want to share one now?
I'm still listening. I just have to go manage something.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
Yep. Let's go down to Zephyr.
All right.
Which one? Ross did Way of Iron, and I did Way of Hurricanes.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
with inspiration from Jack. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Jack Wayhill is a fantastic writer designer.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just wanted to say that DK helped me a lot with that. So like it wasn't just me all by myself.
Yes.
Oh, we go back and forth on chat all the time, every day.
Oh, yeah.
We're tossing ideas back and forth. Like, hey, I got this cool idea. Like, what do you think? There's any use for this? Like, is this crazy? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you want to walk us through?
Yeah. So, yeah, this one went through a number of different drafts, and I ended up. Ross suggested like look at the air spells and try to like either give them access to the wind spells, either give them access to wind spells or give them stuff that feels like the wind spells, Um, and so I kind of stared at that for a while and decided to kind of riff off of Razor Wind as a
Okay.
cantrip and kind of build that throughout this.
One
Go ahead.
second. So if I
Yeah.
mute myself, go ahead and talk, Matt.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? Is it coming through okay? I had
Yeah.
heard I was kind of quiet, but
No, I think
am,
I
am
think
I
it's
right?
okay. Yeah, I think it's coming out through okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you guys
All
let
right.
us
All
know
right.
if you can't hear me. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we start off with Razor Fist, which is kind of like a simple version of Razor Wind. Your unarmed strikes do slashing damage and are vicious.
Mm.
And then so we kind of build on Razor Fist as we go through, and then the other ones are modifying the uh, burst of speed that the Zephyr has.
Mm-hmm.
So Air Dash says when you wind step, you fly,
Mm-hmm.
and enemies you fly adjacent to are knocked prone.
Mm.
We want to go with prone because it gives us advantage and makes that vicious that much better. Makes those unarmed attacks better.
Okay.
Um,
So let's see. Wind step, move on your turn,
yeah.
ignoring so it's a free move, and you can ignore difficult terrain.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Going over what those do is probably makes sense. Um,
So I would probably limit it to medium or smaller enemies at least.
that's a good call.
Okay. So how would
Wanted
I?
to give
Go ahead.
wanted to give a little bit of flying in there for the flavor, right? But not like, yeah, you can skip content, you can, whatever. So I figured this was the best way to make that happen.
So you let me know if this is more clear. Enemies within reach 1 of your movement are knocked prone.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we have Gale Force Strike, which I believe was pulled directly from Jack's work.
Okay.
It was just a real
It's a
winner.
cool name.
When you Swift Strike, which is your burst of speed that is kind of a free attack on your turn, ignore disadvantage from rushed attacks. Push the target up to strength spaces away. You can suffer 1 wound to double the distance the target's pushed, which I think
Okay.
is very windy. I think it makes sense, and it gives you enough of that feeling of moving people around that you'd get from the wind school.
Your swift strikes gain vicious and push target strength spaces away.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's cool. So what I'm thinking for what I would love to add, so some idea that someone had somewhere else. Instead, whenever you would roll a vicious crit die, instead roll 1d20. Like something like that would be so cool. I'd have to math it out.
Yeah.
So like if you're
So,
like you're
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about today with the black powder.
with what?
we were talking about it with the black powder weapon idea.
That was just sorry, I'm just trying to run back. Yeah, I mentioned something like that in the chat today when I sent you that Harry, this you filthy casuals. So that's probably where you were like, I swear I heard this before.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Okay, bye. Yeah, it might be too good, but
well, and
maybe D12 or something.
Yeah, so this one, the interesting thing here is that this actually leans into hitting 4s with your rolls.
Yeah.
So making it larger dice will make that harder. It leans into hitting max rolls. Because the next one, Razor Fist 2, says for each 4 rolled on Razor Fist, including explosions, apply the damage to another target within range 2 from the previous target. So we're chaining across multiple targets. And so the goal is you want to hit as many 4s as you can, whether it's on the explosion dice or whatever,
Okay. Okay, so
what are you thinking?
Okay, so so generally how I like to lay it out, like level 3 is like a cool like DPS increase, like you get a cool new thing. And then by level 7 you're sort of realizing like how squishy you are. So like it's something that's a little bit more gives you a little bit more survivability, like a cool survivability thing. And then level 11 is like more offense. Level 15 is just like a cool capstone thing.
We can swap cyclonic defense with Gale Force. That would be an easy. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be what we want to do. And then let's see how that reads. Okay, so cyclonic defense.
I like cyclonic defense a lot because it leans into this idea of like you can like spin and like very Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah,
very Neji for.
Okay, so when you use whirling defense, which says defend and apply your armor to every attack this round, adjacent enemies can be repositioned anywhere within reach 4.
Yeah, so you're likely you're moving people. You're probably not pulling people in, right? Because they're already adjacent to you. I thought about just saying anybody within reach, whatever, can be moved to wherever you want, but it seemed more interesting to kind of push everybody back. You know.
What if so? I'm thinking of like cool combo things. So instead of enemies, what about
yeah, medium or smaller, always.
Other creatures.
So you could like move your allies to good positions as well.
Yeah, you can move them to safety and move all the guys around you. Move any other creatures.
Good spaces.
Idea. Okay, so if we say 2 spaces, if they're small or tiny, it's 4 spaces. If they're large, it's 1 space. Yeah, so when you use okay. Whirling defense
and that's good.
Gains. Yeah.
Oh, did you
that's
say
good
that
because
you
Matt
added...
and I were talking.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's good because Matt and I were talking about since you're putting size, like you were putting force movement into the size section. It's nice that we don't have to add as much of that in here to like clarify. Because I remember you at least one time you showed us the adjustments to the manuscript. You were like, "We're gonna put that in here." That way, it's that way you don't have to. It's preserved across all instances.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so this is cool. Is it cool enough? Maybe we can move this up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Razor Fist 2 should be at level 7. I think that's the better place for it.
For each 4 rolled on Razor Fist, including explosions. We probably need to say that. Apply the damage to another target within range 2.
I was trying to fit the word chain in there, and because I think that's evocative of what we're looking for, but I just I couldn't figure out the right way to put it in. You know.
Yeah.
And chain reactions do seem to be a recurring motif in the Zephyr.
Yeah. Derek. Derek said $1 million. it read it in my ears, so I was laughing. Derek, I don't know how to turn off the thing where it reads to me when someone does a super chat or something. So, if you know how to fix that, let me know.
All
thank you so much, man.
Exclamation points.
Yeah. Let me know when you're able to meet up. I know you had something come up this past week, so I want to cook on the dungeoneering stuff and some other things. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your support. Okay, so sorry that was I heard something really loud in my ears.
No worries.
Okay, so whirling defense gains. Okay, so since this is move, We don't have to worry about like rolling extra d6s for like forced movement. I don't think that like
Right.
I don't think you can like slam people into other things with forced movement.
No, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's the idea, at least. I mean,
okay, for each 4 rolled on Razor Fist, apply the damage
with repositioning as opposed to pushing, right? Is that what you mean? Like we can push like force movement, like with the artificer that has like pushback. That can
that's
slam
knockback.
things, but then
That's knockback.
yeah, versus repositioning. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and then level 11 Gale Force Strike. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Then the real kicker for Razor Fist is when it becomes vicious too, right? You're getting that many more potential 4s, and a 4 generates even more 4s potentially.
Okay, Gale Force Strike. Your Swift Strikes gain vicious. Were they not vicious already? That's Razor Fist. Okay, your Swift Strikes gain vicious. Swift Strike.
Yeah, you had added that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my brain. Gain vicious and push the target up to strength spaces away. May suffer a wound to double the distance. Okay.
Part of the design thought here was that like we want to keep this relatively simple. It doesn't have to be as complex. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of different things you can do with your subclass, because the Zephyr already has 4 different bursts of speed to keep track of. To think about of things they can do.
So I think knocking everybody prone might be like way too good. Like knocking like 5 or 6 or 7 enemies prone.
Yeah.
But also moving people. So I don't want this to be the class where like you're rolling a bunch of like where everything you do like takes super long because you're rolling a bunch of d6s to figure out all like the forced movement damage. So
Right. Right.
So what if we said like
So I think Gale Force is the only one that does forced movement, right?
Okay. Is it? I could see someone reading this one as doing that.
I think we have to word around that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just reposition any other creature, rather than move. Place, yeah. Because I mean that could be quite good if you start running people into each other, right? Like that's not what we're going for. Although it's cool, and maybe we should go for it somewhere else. But
yeah, so place any other creatures within reach 4 elsewhere within reach 4.
Do we just call the like a spell? Do we just put reach 4 at the beginning? Like
yeah.
Any other creatures within range? Maybe it's better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the awkward reading might be the clearest. Is that cool enough? Yeah. Is that cool enough? So I'm trying to like think through.
Yeah.
So I think instead of vicious 2, so let's actually let's roll some dice and see how it feels. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna just grab a bunch of d4s.
Yeah. I was just gonna say other things that I tossed around mentally for cyclonic defense were we could eliminate ranged attacks. You could become immune to ranged attacks as a part of that. It's
One second, Matt. They can't hear you. I don't know how to paste. There we go. Okay, so they should be able to hear you now.
I mean, remember too that we're also defending for free and applying your armor to every attack. So it's it's modifying an existing powerful thing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's roll some dice real quick and see how it feels. So Razor Fist 2. So Razor Fist, your unarmed strikes do slashing damage and are vicious. Okay, so first of all, rolling unarmed strikes, you can roll, you can do a wielder unarmed strike. So we'll do that. Okay, so we got a 4, and now we're going to roll 2d4. We got another 4. And then we roll 2 more d4, right? And we got another 4. And
It's
we'll roll
vicious
2
too.
more d4. And we got another 4. So instead of vicious 2, because if it was vicious 2, we'd be rolling 3d4 each time.
It'd be rolling 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's probably gonna be too much. So let's do. It's like, so we'll just end it big, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
How big? I can't see.
Oh yeah, you can't see. Whenever you roll a vicious die, instead roll 1d20. So like it ends.
My constant fear is the like. Have you considered a D12?
Yeah, maybe D12, but like it is level 15. Whenever you would roll extra dice, for a crit, instead roll 1d20. So I'd rather roll 1d20 than 3d4 or whatever it's.
So by vicious die you mean the extra one that you add. Your crit off the d4 still rolls a d4. You'd roll a d4 and a d20.
So it would be, so we crit. All right. So instead of rolling another d4 or 2d4 or whatever, you just roll a d20, and I got 12. So like it's just a quicker way to get to, or a 2. So it's a quicker way to get to like more damage on your crits. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. I wonder
lose
if
one.
we lean away from. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I think you're going to cover it.
I was to say, I wonder if maybe it's better then to lean away from the chaining of the attack, because you have much less chance of that ever happening.
Yeah, so I want to avoid I do one thing and then this thing happens and another thing happens and another thing happens. Like I do want to I want someone's action to take up a finite amount of time, especially if it's if it doesn't cost mana, or actually does it? For each 4 rolled on a Razor Fist. Yeah, I'd like it to be okay. Like, what if it's just whenever you crit with Razor Fist, you just deal the same amount of damage to another target within reach 2, something like that. So you can deal. So when you get Razor Fist 3, so you're dealing a bunch of damage to 2 targets rather than a moderate amount of damage to 7 different targets. It's just fewer game actions. All right, which 6 goblins took 4 damage? It's much easier to say these 2 guys just died. For the GM.
Took a whole bunch, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And once it gets above a certain threshold, they're just dying anyway.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to here. So whenever you whenever you crit, deal that much damage to a second. Whenever you crit, deal that much damage to a second target within reach 2. Yeah, I think that should cover enough spaces to where.
Right.
Maybe.
There will be somebody there. I mean, especially with the mobility you get from air dash and stuff, you can get around, right?
This probably shouldn't be Razor Fist 2. It should be something else.
So with your ability to reposition people, you can actually set yourself up for that pretty well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
that's true. So we'll have to say whenever you crit with an unarmed strike.
It could be just whenever you crit. Because like with a weapon, like you're gonna have like a D10 or D12 weapon or something, you know. So like that's not gonna happen much, but like when it does, like it's gonna feel cool.
True.
Like you are going to crit more often with your unarmed strikes. That might be cool. Because like you do, it does require you setting it up. It requires like good positioning. So you are limited by that.
When your weapons don't allow you to spread that more normally, right? It's no easier to do that with a weapon to large groups of people or to abuse that than with unarmed strikes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ross. Sorry.
I was just saying that this was one of those things that I had mentioned to DK about like I like the idea of encouraging people who are running with the Zephyr to have reasons to use the unarmed attacks, because the more we give them that doesn't encourage that, or that doesn't differentiate that, the more it becomes like, or I could just be a barbarian or a berserker with a big axe if I'm instead of being a monk with a big axe. I enjoy leaning into that. Now, you know, is that just like a preference thing? I'm not sure. I like that we have a class that um, is potentially our sort of our pugilist, our unarmed, empty hand class aficionado, and when we can make a subclass that leans into that and not make it about the whole class. Obviously, anybody who wants to play the Zephyr can play it however they want because there are multiple subclasses. I just mentioned to him, and that's probably why he mentioned to you, because I tried to convince him that like it is cool to be able to lean into the, hey, there could be some empty-handed subclasses, since we're going to have so many subclasses now. We don't have to feel as constrained by, well, is this gonna appeal to everybody because they wanted to be able to use their giant hammer with wind. I don't know. It's a consideration. It's not. It's just something that I have. That's a gut feeling, not necessarily a well defensible one.
So flower. So getting caught up on some of the chats. So flowers for that says vengeful sounds like a reaction skill. Yeah. I'm probably gonna change it. Just it would be something else. But Derek, could you clarify? Actually, yes. This is the case. The D4 is terrible. Yeah, that's why I have these the prismatic ones. What does this mean? And how important game mechanic feel is, Devin? Oh, okay. I think I get it. Yeah, never mind. Thank you for that comment, Derek. And I think cleaving gust, that's good. Contragon, yeah, I like that. Cleave.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I love having the name like describe what it is, like cleaving gust. Oh, like I can already guess what that does.
Right.
But like gust is probably not the right word there, so it'd be cleaving strike, or I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's the feel of things, like you're referencing what Derek said. Like that's very much something I've learned from working with you on this stuff. It's like, okay, let's roll some dice and figure out how it feels. Like, how does it look?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that roll of 4s was pretty wild. Like
it was pretty good, but like you can imagine that happening like once or twice per encounter. You know, if you're attacking a bunch of times. So out of all the classes, the Zephyr, because they have Swift Fist, they don't get this stacking disadvantage. Like they're going to be attacking a lot, and if they're knocking prone and getting advantage, like it might be happening every single turn. Eric, the vicious, only the leftmost die can ever crit. So if we go to here, so if you roll vicious dice and you roll this, then you don't keep rolling. But if you rolled that, you would keep rolling. So only this one can ever crit. So if that one crits, then you'll re-roll both of them, right? So I hope that helps. Okay, yeah, I like this. So I'm not sure about this ability. Let me scooch that down a little bit. Uh-oh. What happened?
About knocking them prone?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, it is this silly thing keeps.
Ross, what was the other thing we had come up with? There was another idea you came up with for that. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Which part?
For air dash, instead of knocking prone. Oh, it was pulling
it
everybody.
was like
towards
sucking
the line,
everybody in.
towards
Like
the
you could pull people
Yeah.
towards that space.
Mm-hmm. That feels cooler. That feels cooler. So like this guy's like a setup master, I think. That those are the vibes that I'm getting.
Well, and yeah, that meshes well with the kind of the pivot to we're hitting a second person who's very close, you know, so you want to get people lined up, you want to get people together.
Pulled anywhere along your path? Question mark. Medium or smaller creatures within reach one of your movement are pulled anywhere along your path. Is that clear enough? Is that so? Without explaining it, Matt, does that make sense? how do you understand that?
Yeah, so I interpret that as, I guess, my gut reaction is the user of air dash gets to decide where anywhere along your path is. Is that the idea? Like the Zephyr is the one who says like you're going here and you're going here and all that. The tokens. Oh, I'm not hearing you.
Oh, sorry. I had myself muted. I'm dumb. Okay. I could hear you. At least when someone else is streaming with me, they can tell me they can't hear me. Okay. So here's our Zephyr, right? So he's going to go, or maybe we'll just make it simple. He's just going to move right between all these guys, and then he can pull all these guys like into a line.
Mm-hmm.
That could be cool. It might be a little bit too limited. Anywhere.
There are definitely going to be times where he's not going to be able to get them all into the line, right? It'll be as close as possible, but his line's probably going to be shorter than the number of spaces he goes adjacent to.
And so what if we said this?
Yours truly is always worried about like pulling people off of cliffs and everything because of the strange power balance. So don't forget that they can fly while they're doing this. So they're probably going to be flying right over top of a gap, and then suddenly.
True.
This is just a chronic fear of mine.
Yeah, it might have to be. We might have to get rid of the air dash. There is an ability that the Zephyr gets to where you can just run across things while you're doing that. So that might be a cool combo, but just getting
That's true. Yeah,
base level 3.
I guess it doesn't really change the reality if you take out away air dash.
So your 1-step gains. Not Siri. Come on, quit. No. Siri said, "Games are forms of entertainment." No, stop.
So helpful.
Okay, your 1-step gains. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No, it's kind of tangential, but I was going to say, does it make sense to put into the forced movement section of the rules that you can only do it to creatures of your size or smaller? Like then we could take all of the medium or smaller things out.
I don't think so. I think we could since it was prone, like the prone doesn't that other rule about moving them doesn't apply to them. So we don't really need to say that. Your 1-step gains. Creatures within reach 1 of your movement are pulled anywhere. Okay, gains. You can pull creatures within reach 1 of your movement anywhere else within this reach. Maybe that. So not the specific space you move to, but maybe like within reach 1 of that space. So you have three spaces or 8 spaces around wherever you are. So if we go to here, and here's our Zephyr guy again. So we can run through all of these guys, and then like any of these, so I can move these guys like all around me, and now like oh, you can't see. Now I'm like incentivized, like now I can use whirling defense, or now like I can set it for cleaving or cyclonic defense. I can use cleaving strike, and like I can sort of combo things better a little bit, or I can protect my allies by like pulling all the bad guys away from them. That feels pretty heroic,
Right.
pretty cool.
Well, and you've got the defenses to do it, right? Between slipstream and whirling defense, like you can take some hits as a Zephyr. So
this feels really cool. This feels really cool. And you probably wouldn't want to pull that many, but like if your buds, like let's say this is D12 and this D6, let's say like these are your buds, and like they're really just getting like attacked a bunch. It's like a Zephyr isn't going to be taunting or like, you know, doing different things, but he could just like whoop and just like pull all these guys like, all right, y'all are safe now. You know? That feels cool.
Well, and also it's creatures within space. It's not enemies, so you can grab your party and get out of there too, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Just like zip everybody out.
Just like, let's go, guys,
you know?
and then like they're following you all of a sudden. Yeah, that is cool. I love abilities where it can apply to your allies and the enemies. You know, like you sort of choose. So I love opening abilities up like that.
And I like it when we have classes that have abilities that are how should I say it? Like this, no class is a full kit unto itself. But like therefore, if you want to do the best things you can do as a Zephyr, you need your friends around. If you want to, the simplest example I have for people, I'm trying to explain this, is the hunter has a grease trap that makes the person who hit it smoldering, and the hunter has no way to use smoldering, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it when your friend can like set up a cool thing, because when they do the cool thing, like you both feel cool. But like for instance in 5e, the fighter getting extra attack isn't cool. It's like, all right, everybody, just sit back and watch me attack 5 times, you know? But if it's like you and I both can team up and do an attack, like it opens up cool combo potential. But like you and I both, like we're splitting the action, so like 2 people are like, you're multi-threading, you know? Like with a coordinated strike, like you're multi-threading action. 2 people are rolling dice, like it goes twice as fast, and like when something cool happens, we both feel good about it. Yeah. Okay, so I really like how these look. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. So Gale Force Strike, your Swift Strikes gain Vicious. So Swift Strike is the one that it costs you a burst of speed. So I think this one moving, like pushing, I think that might be okay. So like you can like just like smash them against the cave wall and deal extra damage. I think that's cool. Cleaving Gale, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I mean, because all of these, right? You'll be doing Razor Fists with relative frequency because they're just unarmed strikes. But Gale Force Strike, you've got what, Dex burst speed per encounter? Like, it's not huge.
Yeah, then you can gain more, right?
You can. Yeah.
Whenever you gain a wound, gain a burst of speed. Okay.
And as you get, I was gonna say, as you get up there, it gets kind of interesting because the wound, but like the Zephyr is one of the classes that like just takes. Well, some classes that like make new things. The Zephyr is a thing that like takes that one thing and keeps spinning on it. So like you end up having this thing where it's like you take wounds, but you can cancel wounds. So you're taking wounds and getting bursts, and you're canceling the wounds. So you can like kind of create this ability to suddenly work with sort of like you're doing you're like an accountant for a company that's trying to invent money out of nothing. You're like, yeah, here we are. I took a wound, but there is no wound, and so I got a force. I got a burst. So you invented money from nothing.
I really like this. Like, and this was lost on me at first. I love the subtleties of this. That like I can spend a burst of speed and give myself a burst of speed to like just to goose the damage. But if I can do it once for free, basically, because of the ability that he has. But if I do it too much, then like I'm hurting myself. But also like I love how the Zephyr, like they want wounds, so like they use air dash and pull all the enemies around them. They get a bunch of wounds, and then they can start doing the defense, and like I love how all of these things build on each other. I think this is perfect. This is an example of a perfect subclass.
Yeah, this one's looking really good.
Yeah, it needs playtesting. So maybe D20 is too big, or maybe some of these others are a little bit, this one I think I want to see how it looks. But the positioning of this is really cool. Like the teamwork and like just the knocking off the cliff shenanigans. I think it's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have the Way of Iron Zephyr as well.
Okay. That was up here, right?
Yes.
Above,
So that was Frank Hudson, Mr. SETI. So it started off, I'm just going to say that I did adjust. I have a whole bunch of notes over here on this side, but like I adjusted it from hard to tempered, only because I know that some people with puerile humor will just take that and run with it.
Yes.
But so
my kids today, they said, tutor, ha, toot. So
right. Oh man.
Even where you least expect it. Yeah. Mommy, what is a tutor?
You guys don't have Tutor's Biscuit World down there.
What's that?
Biscuit
I was gonna say, you guys don't have Tutor's Biscuit World down there. You'd be a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
Fantastic biscuits. It's a great place to go. Check it out when you're in the Midwest or Appalachia.
Okay. All right. So we have. Okay, so we have a new condition.
Tempered.
Until the end of your next turn, reduce all primary dice rolled against you by 1. Ooh, okay. And roll strength saves with advantage until the end of your next turn. So they okay, they have dex saves with advantage.
We need to take out that second. We have to take out that second until the end of your next turn because it's just a duplicate. Okay. Sorry about that. There you go. Yeah, so this is basically like you spend an action to automatically successfully. This condition is essentially an automatic successful assess.
Okay.
And it lets you get a strength save on advantage. So it's not too. It's like initially when I was looking at this, I was like, all primary dice get down by 1. That feels powerful. And I was like, oh no, that's an assess.
What about this? Then, I think this might be cool. Reaction, because they're fast. It's like there's a crit.
You'll see.
A crit comes in, and you say, I don't really want to be crit. Lower it by 1, like rather than having to guess ahead of time.
Potentially, you'll see that. I think the idea is built into this class, at least Frank's idea, and then running with that and trying to make it as interesting as I could. It goes into the idea that you want to steal yourself on your turn, but I mean, gotcha. we'll see. Just so as an action, you can temper yourself. And then and then over time we get a few other things. So as an action, you can temper yourself, so you get some defense off of that. But when you hit with an unarmed strike, you may end temper to turn it into a crit.
Ooh, okay.
So you can, and then as it goes up, you'll be able to do more and more with it. But that's kind of the idea of like, how can we assess this iron body, hard body training? And DK and I juggled these 4 around, like what would be the best order in which to get them. But the idea is,
all right, yeah. Let's read it through. So when you hit with an unarmed strike, so it's just your unarmed strike, you may end tempered to turn it into a crit. Iron body, when you take damage, you may end tempered to have it. Unarmed damage increases to 1d6 plus strength. Okay. So you're more likely to hit.
So then we're playing with this. We're starting off with, well, you have to hit, but if you do hit, you are going to be able to make it into a crit. And then it's a little bit easier to hit. But if this is an example of the one I said before, like if we expanded this out to like, you can do this with your great axe or whatever, when we're rolling like a D12, like they're gonna be knocking this off all the time because they're always hitting. They might be rarely critical. This is very, very, very how should I say, like I was reviewing and making sure this wasn't too similar to the cheat while I was making it, in terms of the ability to convert a thing into a crit. But yeah, so they're hitting a little bit more frequently. So this actually makes this better. And then this lets you focus in on a particular hit.
So okay, so let me think about this. I'm concerned about stepping on the toes of the cheat a little bit, but I like the idea of you can end tempered to do a thing. I do like that, but turning into a crit.
So we actually have I have like in my notes. I actually do have a thing like a note on the cheat. So do not worry. I have considered this.
Okay, all right. So let's so battle hardened, gain tempered when you roll initiative and when you defend. Okay. Infuse with iron. When you
That
infuse,
would do kind of like what you were saying before, where you were like, what if we made it a reaction?
Yeah.
This makes it into a reaction, essentially, or a free reaction.
when you use infused strength, what is infused strength?
That's one of the Zephyr abilities, to heal your friends.
Oh, I don't even know what that does.
So like you can punch your friend and heal them with your hit dice, like you're doing a field rest.
Where is that?
Yeah. Unarmed
Okay, so
attack
it's level
against your
6.
friends.
Okay.
Level
When you use
6.
infused strength,
Yeah.
your target gains tempered. Oh, okay, that's cool. Infused with iron, annealed, gain tempered when you use a burst of speed. Okay, so I do like this idea. Can we tweak it a little bit? So let me just think through. Okay, so how good is a crit for a Zephyr? On average, it's going to be so it's going to ignore armor, which is good.
Yeah,
but it's going to be like +4 damage on average, I think. If it's a D6.
Yeah, I have. You want me to pull up my expected damage chart? I can get that for you.
Well, let me just try to think through it real quick.
Okay.
And then, man, I wish it wouldn't. I wish it wouldn't do that. Okay, so tempered until the end of your next turn. Reduce all primary dice rolled against you by 1, and roll strength saves with advantage. So, I like it. So my concern is that when you hit one unarmed strike, you may intempered to turn your crit. So we're spending 2 actions to crit automatically. Whereas they could just
All right, now, son.
I think it would be. All right, let's go to the desk. Let's go to the desk. There's my.
Well, don't
my
forget that you're not spending. To be clear, you're not spending 2 actions to crit automatically. You're spending 2 actions to gain a defense that you may choose to crit with. So the important thing there is, if, for example, you were to view temper at the end of the if you temper at the end of your turn, you have that over the whole of your defense of your next
until the end of your next turn.
until the next turn. So you have that. So all the dice come down against you. You essentially can't be crit. And at the beginning of your next turn, you can start off with a crit, and you can temper again if you so desire. So it's a little bit different from just spend an action to crit.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. So that does make sense. Okay. So so a couple of concerns that I have. It may not be a concern at all, but just this my initial thoughts. So like if I was a new player, like considering whether I should pick this class or not. Like I have to basically I'm stuck with just 2 actions per turn because every turn I want to temper myself because I get all these cool benefits. So like it may or may not be true because like we'll get it like if for free in different ways. But at level 3, I want it to feel like we're getting a cool thing rather than like, in order to do my cool thing, I can only have 2 actions per turn. So maybe tempered could be triggered. So maybe tempered isn't an action. Maybe tempered happens like automatically when something else happens. So maybe it's not an action. Maybe we can move. So before we go to the dice, maybe we could move temper battle hardened to level 3. So maybe if we just move things around a little bit, it might. So I think at least we need to have when roll initiative gain tempered. Okay, so
you could even potentially put that into steal yourself. When you roll initiative, gain tempered, and you may gain tempered as an action.
Gain tempered. Okay, so what if? Okay, all right. So I've got some ideas. All right. Okay, so when you roll initiative, gain tempered, and I think. Okay, so what if we did this? It just removed the until the end of your. So this is just a status that you have. So you're tempered. So like
one of the reasons why I put an end point to it was only because if you have like no end point, there is the temptation to just turn it on and then leave it on because you're always reducing the dice against you by 1. as just like as a single action. Boom! Now I can never be crit. Now I'm hit. Now I'm missed twice as often on any dice roll. Whereas if it expires, it encourages you to spend it to do things with it.
So that is a good point. Okay, so I'll adjust the wording and stuff. Okay, so it doesn't. Sorry, the thing is talking.
You're getting read to again.
Should look for me to admitted I did the. Please. I hope so too. Thank you so much, Agile Monk. I appreciate the donations. You guys definitely don't have to donate for me to see your thing, but if you want to, like you can, but you definitely don't have to do that. Okay, so thank you so much, Agile Monk, for the support and everything. If not, Edward says, if not, Edward has a spare bed. No,
always giving.
Oh man! All right, let's go. Let's don't go down the worst timeline. Okay, so what if there was a benefit? So there's a benefit if you keep it, like tempered, or you can end it and get some other cool benefit. So like rather than the stick, we could like there could just be 2 carrots, right? So instead of the stick of this thing ending, like does it make sense that like the tempering on the steel? So like this is a way of iron. So if I read, I'm just thinking it through for the first time. I know you guys have thought it through more than me, so I'm just thinking it through for everybody else, just so they can see the thought process. So a way of iron. What I'm going to assume of this is it's going to be the defensive high survivability subclass for the Zephyr. So when you roll initiative, you gain tempered. Like you can't be crit. Like that is very unique. No other class or subclass has that. So like right away, that feels pretty cool. Like that's a huge buff. You just get this. And then like there's this choice that you get. Like at some point in the encounter, you can spin this to do some big cool thing. So maybe it's like maybe it's like you can expend tempered to add a d20 to any roll you would roll this encounter. So for a save or for an attack or for anything, just add a d20 to a roll. Like that would be cool. Like that now it's a temptation. Like, do I want to go survivability? Like nobody's attacked me yet. I'm at full HP. Like yeah, I can just like really do some good. And like the chance to like just roll a d20 and like at some point like feels heroic, to add it to a thing.
If you're going with the feeling of like how does iron feel to you, the way that everybody can approach this differently, and of course the flavor text that you add with it can matter too. But the idea of being able to take a hit, but also like hitting people with iron being harder makes a lot of like that comes to my mind. And it doesn't necessarily like I don't just within the fiction being able to like add 20 to my assess doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah, so maybe just when you hit. I think when you hit.
Yeah. So kind of instead of sacrificing it to crit, sacrificing it to roll add a d20 on top of it.
Yeah, like I don't like the idea of turning something to a crit for this. I think that's too much of the cheat, and it's only good for the cheat because like you get to roll, like you get to add a whole ton of other damage to it.
You're not. I mean, there's not a lot in the Zephyr that plays with crits either, right? There's not a lot of like value to it being a crit specifically. That die will still punch through armor. It'll still like, there's still a lot of value to that.
Yeah, so there's this sort of like, do we want, so at level 3, like you don't have any way to gain tempered again. Like it's just like it's something that happens, like you steel yourself for this encounter, right? And then maybe later
I don't love that.
Well, maybe later as you level up, it's like rather than like a thing like a lower strength ability that you can sort of get into in and out of at will. It's a stronger thing that like once you've broken it, like you can't get it back. And maybe at higher levels, like you get it back at certain times or doing different things. It's like, yeah, I like, gain temper when you use a burst of speed. That's cool. So
well, it feels rough to have to like come into this the first 7 levels of your class to be, or the first 6 levels of your class to have this sort of like what you would consider a 4 ability, and you can spend it to do something, but then you're not in any way different from, like, then you essentially don't have a subclass once you spend it. That feels unless
well,
the thing you spend
it's
it to
each
get
encounter.
first, unless the thing you right, but I mean an encounter. So yeah, it's each encounter, but it's just unless you during the encounter at your earliest convenience, when you spend this, then it's done. So for encounters that last 3 to 5 rounds, it sounds like we're saying like either you have a passive ability that you don't want to do anything with for 3 to 5 rounds, or you spend it and then you don't have anything special you can do with your subclass for the remaining 2 to 4 rounds.
All right, let me copy this and I'll undo these changes. I'll think about it just so we can have let me see where we left it. Action gain tempered. That's where we left it, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna paste it down here just so we can have both versions, so I don't break anything. Okay, so we have that version. Well, we'll keep that for now, and then let's just keep iterating on an alternate option, and we'll think through how they play. So if we do it where when you roll initiative, so maybe you save it to the end, like so the whole encounter, like you're really survivable, and at the end you have like a big like coup de grace, like that feels pretty cool. Or like you could just end it, like spin it right away, and like you just take out one of the enemies like really quickly, like faster than you would think. I think that's a cool choice, and maybe this is just going to be like a little bit of a simpler subclass. Maybe that's okay. Iron Body, when you take damage, you may end.
That is an important thing to note. When DK and I were working on this class, we were intentionally looking over at the trying to compare, right? So like when we're working on the Stormshifter, those subclasses are a lot more dense with a lot more things going on versus the Zephyr. When you look at those, you have to we're kind of balancing against those. So we have Zephyrs that are like your swift strikes can also target a second creature within reach too. That's the whole level 7.
So Eric, I think it's maybe getting temp HP and expending the temp HP would be a better option. Iron should be hit and not have a higher chance of being missed. So it's not that it's being missed; it's just the like minor attacks. They just don't do anything to you. Or like a crit, like something that would be critically damaging to someone else, like is just like normal to you. So like yes, it turns it into a 1, but like they really rolled a 2, right? So they hit you, but you could just shrug it off. I think that's more the fantasy.
They just kind of patted you on the back.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, thanks. Yeah. Oh, that tickled. What is
we don't want to do we don't want to go back to damage resistance of in 3rd edition of all right, cool. So we subtract 5 from everything you.
Yeah.
Brandon's in the box. Could be used as pillow in dire need.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Earl's here. Hey, Earl. Good to see you, man. Okay, so I do like this. So I do like having this cool passive buff. So I think level 7 should have some way to regain tempered. Oh, how about this? How about when gain tempered when unyielding resolve would trigger. When unyielding resolve triggers.
Like when you would gain when you would gain a wound, or like when you would ignore your wound, as it were.
Yeah, so basically, like, I think it's the first time you would gain a wound in an encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at level 10, it would be you could. That would be, you know, so at that point, at level 7, you could trigger it twice, and then at level 10, you could trigger it 3 times.
Yeah.
And then maybe like level 11, maybe you can like roll the Stonebreaker die with roll it with advantage. So like it mitigates the 1s and 2s. Or maybe at level 7 you could roll it with advantage. Because it's like 15 damage. It like on average it's gonna be like roughly 15 damage. Yeah, okay, yeah, so here. So we'll add it here. Like you have Iron Fist, like if you're hitting someone with an Iron Fist,
Thank you.
Yeah, that feels like an appropriate. Yeah, so now you're incentivized to use it before you're wounded, and then you get it back, right? And gain tempered when you roll a battle hardened. I think not when you defend. Infuses with iron. When you infuse strength, your target gains tempered. Ooh, that is a cool. That is a very cool thing. Like now, that is a very, very cool idea.
It lasts a long time. So
yeah, like you could use it on the mage, and like the mage is just permanently survivable, like for the rest of the encounter. Or like you could just use it to like give them some HP, and like now they have this D20 that they can add to like whatever attack that like you could just end the encounter quickly. That is a really cool idea. And then this,
so what to be? Wait, hold on. Which one are we working on? So when you, so giving them, so if you infuse them with tempered, they don't get Stonebreaker, and so they end up like that's definitely going to change the way So what would happen is if it doesn't run out,
so maybe in
some way.
So maybe we should.
Part of the...
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
So that I do like Stonebreaker as a name. And then we can. So that where is it? Okay. So steal yourself. Gain tempered. So yes. So
can't breathe, but it holds its breath.
So this is like you get this cool thing you can use, and then like that thing gets even better, and then like now like you can share that with your allies. That feels. I really like the teamwork aspect of that.
I like the teamwork. My concern is that when you hit level 11, you're the move is going to be infuse strength on everybody in the party every time, because it doesn't end.
Good point.
And people, so like, yeah, they could get a plus. They could add 20 to damage, but if you're a class that, say for example, like if you're a berserker and you're running in, you're like, well, I could roll a d20, or I could just stay here and never be crit. And I have a hard time soaking damage anyways because I have to sacrifice my rage dice. Maybe I'll just keep that going. Or if you're a mage who stands back, you're like, well, I'm not even getting targeted, so that's fine. Or if you're a healer, you're like, I don't really want to do damage. So I worry about that. That's their blowhole. I worry that if we make it so that it lasts forever. I mean, like obviously it ends when the encounter ends, but if it lasts indefinitely, and then you can just like add it. You can just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And you don't, and like the way that you apply it is you attack your friend. So like you don't, since you had rushed attacks, mean that you don't roll, or you don't roll with disadvantage because you're a Zephyr. Essentially, like the first couple turns are going to be like, hey Zephyr, like why aren't you just touching all of us and giving us all tempered?
Well, so it costs them an action, and you have to be next to them. And it costs them hit dice, so it's like a free. I don't think it's something that could be abused too much. But I don't think
it's free. I think that it is the move. It is like, if you're not doing that, why aren't you protecting all of us? Yeah. That moves away from the. It moves away from the. Good? I feel like It converts this subclass that is sort of the idea would be I am made of iron, so I'm hard to hurt, and I can break through walls, right? Like that was where the crit came from, right? Like I can break through walls with my fists. I can break through any level of armor with my fists. It changes it from that to this is now a support class.
I think part of the concern, like that rings similarly to 5e Artificer to me, where when somebody plays a 5e Artificer, you're just like, okay, cool. So you're just going to give us all magic items, right? And it's like, no, it's my class. Like I want to play my class, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that to me, like that's a concern because it is that good. I think I don't think it's too good, but it's that good that people will expect it.
It's like
it is so.
I would say like it's one of those must picks where it's like, hey, if your class lets you cancel crits on everybody in this group, why aren't you doing that to us?
I think because it's going to cost you movement because you got to be next to him, and it costs you an action, and it costs you hit dice. Like the people are going to know like you can't just hand this out freely. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't see it as that big of a problem, but let me think through it for a second. So, like, rather than me spending an action and my hit die on you to give you to like reduce damage by 1, you know, like so, like just for instance, let me see. So like I think the hill giant, like it's like 1d4 plus 20 damage. So like a crit on a hill giant like isn't so like being resisting crits isn't that great for every creature. Like it's good.
I would say yeah, there are some creatures where the crits are better than others, but also but like crits in general are better. And I would also push back against the idea that like you have to move because much of the time the beginning of combat is okay, we were together and now we are going to be moving apart. Whereas it's like so as opposed to our DM has if you want to go down the route of well they would always have to spend movement, the feeling I would have would be was that almost means like we need to make sure the DM is always starting combat with everybody scattered, which is very common for the group to come together and start off together.
Oh yeah, but like at the beginning of combat, like you have all your hit points usually.
Right. So
like why would you waste your hit dice? Like
you're not wasting though because you can spend 1 to make it so that you can stand there and be like I'm going to spend 1 hit die. So this is essentially like why would you, that question to me sounds like why would you spend mana to heal your friend or to give your friend a boost? It's like, oh, because I have that resource that I can spend to give my friend a boost. I would spend a hit die.
Yeah, maybe once per combat
and make them and it's not just immune to crits though because it's also they get hit 50%, or I should say the miss chance is doubled. So being missed twice as often and never being crit is really pretty big. That's why we force everybody to, if they want to do that, they have to spend an action every turn to do that.
Yeah. I'll think about that. I'll think about that. Yeah, we could keep going. I think it's good. I don't think it's so good that you would want to do this all the time. You can't do it all the time. Like if I was playing this, like I would do that like maybe once if needed, and it would be like a cool little like sweet little bonus. But yeah, I'll think about it.
Again, there are lots of different tables and lots of different play styles, but I don't think that I do think that it's valuable. Well, as you have said before, right? Like if we have a lot of options and a few of them are clearly better, you don't really have a lot of options. And so like there are going to be a lot of people looking at it and being like, okay.
I don't see this as like you're comparing. So I could make an attack. I could do 1d6 plus strength. I can make a pretty sweet attack, or I can like spend instead of dealing damage. I can like heal an ally. Maybe they don't need healing. I could spin a hit die to like make him like a little bit more survivable. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's. Yeah. I don't think that's super overpowered. Again, but yeah, I'll think.
Right, we're talking about converting. Okay, well, just to be clear, you might say the same thing about, for example, a bard or a song weaver who it's like, well, why don't they just run an attack? Oh, because support is a valuable aspect of the game and a cool thing to do. So when you're like, oh, I could support all my friends by at the beginning of combat making them all immune to crits and twice as likely for enemies to miss them, like that's pretty cool. That's pretty big, and it converts this class that's generally not considered support in and this I would say like this subclass fantasy that is generally not considered support into it's a really good idea to support with this class. No, Rage, no, Rage. It's a really good idea to support with this class, and that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Octopus, Crystal calls that much damage to level in a hero in most cases. It's like a little bit extra. It's not much. I think that the bigger part of it is not the crit. It's like you're gonna miss like more often, but it's going to be like going from like you have a 10% chance to miss to like a 20% chance to miss. So we're not going from like a 40% chance to miss to 80% chance to miss. So
Well,
best
remember
case
that
scenario.
for a
No,
D4, you're
no,
going from a 25% to a
I
50%.
I got it. Like it is much better in certain circumstances, with which I think is cool. I'll think about it. I don't want to keep going back and forth with this. A lot of cool ideas there for us to work with. So yeah. Okay.
There's some other options, thoughts.
Yeah.
I liked what Ghostbit said about like you could have just one ally at a time.
Yeah.
If you're going with a situation where you're only getting tempered X number of times per combat possible, you could say you could do it once per time that you get tempered, or when you do it when you get tempered, or something like you could pivot it to a more limited way
it
naturally.
Could it could be something like this. Like whenever you gain tempered,
one
like
iteration we
choose another
transferred
ally. Whenever you gain tempered, choose an ally to gain it too. Like something like that. I'll cook on it. Like I don't want to. I don't like. We're just sort of
one
cooking.
iteration we had was you could transfer it. So it was like you have tempered, you can give it to somebody else. Was one of the iterations.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we have? Is there another one that you guys wanted to look at?
I mean, I'd talk Oathsworn a little bit if you want. The
last
one.
You should tell them about your Herald. You should tell them about the Herald.
Yeah. So the Herald of Legends, it's up here. It's a lot.
Is it on in this document?
Happy to talk through it. It's in this document. Yeah, it's up in the.
And you can see my comment that I'm pretty sure he solved you like unintentionally. I'm pretty sure DK solved the how could we do a treant for a storm shifter?
Where?
Yeah.
Which one are we looking at,
so,
Matt? What should I search?
Oh shoot!
Sorry, Herald is the Songweaver subclass. We could do Oathsworn. I put some Oathsworn stuff up there, or we could do Herald. So a Herald can go a lot of different directions here. Herald of Legend. This was kind of the one we were talking about earlier with
okay.
Being able to like summon the power of legendary heroes or whatever, right? And so I think this is really, really cool. It is a lot of text. I'm just giving you a heads up right now.
I think if any subclass has a lot of text, it could be this one. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
it's really cool. Shoot.
Let me just talk through it here a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you say you have to go?
I do. I'm sorry about that, but I appreciate being here. I appreciate chatting about it. I will.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, man.
I'll send you my playtest notes on the storm sifters that we've landed on.
Cool.
Later, guys.
Right. Appreciate it.
Cool. See you, Russ.
Oh, we gotta adjust where you are now. Oh yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I probably got all shifted around there.
There we go.
All right, so we talked about a bunch of different, just to kind of fill everybody else in. We talked about a bunch of different ways that a Songweaver could kind of channel ancient heroes or whatever, and kind of landed on this idea that like, given certain circumstances or potentially at will, you can kind of embody the powers of that hero. So gain an ability to channel a legendary creature's power. I kind of put some of the flavor in because some of the other story-based ones have the flavor in the first text, but we can or the first feature, but we can move that around. You lose access to a people person, and you choose one legend from the list below, right?
Okay.
and then you can spend an action to channel a legend. So this is one of the points where I want to just like, there's two ways we could go here, right?
Okay, so
one of the things Ross
I'm just going to
suggested,
move this to up here, just
bump
so.
it up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. One of the things Ross had suggested, and I think it's a good idea, a good thing to consider. You know, I have written this right now as kind of a, you can do this at will, but
Oh yeah, okay.
at level 7 you get a, like, it can automatically happen at certain circumstances. But I kind of like the idea of, like, at the beginning it only happens in certain circumstances. So like when you interpose, you can channel the tanky guy. When you know, whatever. I think that's kind of cool.
Gotcha.
So like I kind of go back and forth on this. You know, it could go either way. So yeah, channel a legend, right? Lasts until the end of combat, or another legend is channeled.
Okay, so spend 1 inspiration to invoke the power of the legend you have access to. Last and then combat. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the dudes real quick.
Yeah. At this point, I was gonna say switch to the legends.
Yeah, the Aegis. So this is a buff that you get.
This is a buff that you get, right? I tried to give you a constant buff, a reaction, something else, and one big once per safe rest, like blast. You know, like a cool thing.
So
so that's kind of the context here.
So how many inspiration things do we get? 2 times will per safe rest, and then as you level up, you get it. You regain 2. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. That's not too punishing of a drawback. Okay.
Yeah, there's a limit, but it's kind of built in. It works okay.
Okay. And this lasted for the encounter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this will last for the encounter unless you channel another one. And I tried for the really strong passives. I tried to build in a logical like nerf also.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. So whenever you hit with an attack or spell, we could probably just say an attack, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you hit with an attack, the target is taunted by you until the end of the next turn. That's cool. Shield bash.
With the tank, you want to pull. You want to pull the attention. You know.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Shield bash reaction after defending. You may deal bludgeoning damage equal to your armor back to the attacker. Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, I
like
was
that.
surprised we hadn't represented that anywhere. I liked flipping the armor around on somebody. I think that's a cool thing.
What is the commander gets something? I don't think it's that, but it's something.
As one of the orders?
The bulwark, you get. So the first time you defend, first time each round you block all the damage from an attack, you may make an opportunity attack against them. So I think maybe the updated version is different. I think it's okay, but.
Oh really?
Let me see. Yeah, because it was just a little bit slow, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because we kind of streamlined that a little bit, right?
Yeah. I'll look at it later.
Yeah,
no, I like this. I like this. This is cool.
A shield bash just needs to be represented somewhere in the game, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this is like create a magical shield, basically. You know, radius 3, centered on your square. You push everybody out, knock them prone, and the area that you've pushed everybody out of is difficult terrain, and ranged attacks are blocked. That might be too much, you know. I wanted to kind of like create a safe zone, right? This is like, if I have to go into the tank mode to do a thing, like I want a safe bubble that I can protect my guys in, you know.
Okay, what if? Okay. Until the end of your next turn. Okay. So what if this was a reaction? It's like you're getting attacked, and instead of taking damage, you just whoop, they're pushed away. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be cool.
I think this could go either way. I mean, I think that's the logical time when you'd use it for sure, right?
And then
you're probably already taunting people, like
enemy range
getting
attacks
attacked all the time.
Yeah. I
range
don't. I
attacks is
don't.
the one thing that might be fiddly.
Yeah. No, that is cool. That is cool. I like that. So I think if we remove the difficult terrain, because that doesn't make sense. Create a shield of. So let's say create a shield with. So it's not going to be a shield. It's going to be like a magical.
Yeah. So the reason I put the difficult terrain in there, and maybe there's a different way we can solve this, because I agree the ability is kind of cumbersome. The reason I put that in there is because the monsters each turn they're going to get a move and they're going to get an attack, right? So if they can still close the distance with you, it doesn't actually help you.
Right.
So it's just how do we keep them from closing the distance if you need a buffer turn or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe knocking down is enough, right? I don't know. Because that takes up half. It would take up half of their movement to stand up, right?
So what if it's just like crossing this barrier costs 3 movement?
Yeah, that would work. Lasts for one round or whatever.
Yeah. Action: create a match area of protection with reach 3
until the start of your next turn. I guess this is a reaction, so it's happening off your turn.
Yeah.
Right? That could make it. That could kind of degrade the value if it's the turn right before yours, but. I mean, you still get the push. You still get the, some of the other effects.
So, like, it's basically ignore any single attack. Or melee attack, I guess. It'd be range any attack, because if it's melee, then like you just push them out and you can't reach you. If it's range, it's like whoop, nope. That's pretty strong.
Yeah,
that's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's. I bounce back and forth on these like big ones, the legendary whatever in each of these, between once per safe rest and once per encounter, because like I want to do it more often, but it can be a lot cooler if it's once per safe rest.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this. So, well, if it's once per safe rest, then that incentivizes me to summon this one, and then, well, he's spent. Now I want to summon this other one. Like, so rather than just having like the one guy you always go to, like, you can have you're more incentivized to have multiple dudes, right?
Yeah. It should make you see more play from the others.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. That is cool. So.
Okay. All right. So and I wasn't sure how much we wanted to get into the flavor of it, right? I put like Spirit of the Legendary Defender, and it's called the Aegis, right? We could make more flavor for it if we wanted to, but that's probably a table decision,
Yeah. So what if we said like Spirit of a Legendary Defender? So like you can choose what it is.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, I really like this, Matt. This is cool. Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad.
The stiletto. So the stiletto makes me think that it has to be a female. So maybe it would be like the blade, the Aegis, the blade.
Yeah. I thought about the edge. I mean, it could be whatever flavor we want.
Okay.
So this is hard because you don't want to step on the cheek, right?
Yeah. Swift feet, deft
go ahead.
hands. Increase your speed by 2. Cool. Increase your primary die by 1 for all melee attacks. Reduce armor by key.
So you want to be easily hit and all that, but and I couldn't just be like, well, we're just going to auto crit. That's the cheats thing. But I want you to feel like you can crit more, right?
So I think this guy, because the Songweaver is so frail, I don't think we need to reduce his armor.
Okay.
I think just having this is cool.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay, Coated Blade, when you crit with a melee attack. Okay, so we're comboing this with this. The target is poisoned to the end of the next turn. Perfect. That's perfect.
Yep.
Smoke Bomb reaction after taking damage. Turn invisible until the end of your next turn. Attacking or casting a spell.
This is the little bit of defense that you need, right? Because you're kind of weak, right?
Yeah. Attacking or casting a spell. Turn invisible.
Yeah, this one, there's a lot of ways you can slice this, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of ways you can do the invisible thing. You can have cover, you can be invisible, you can, you know, yeah.
There we go. Yep, I like that.
Cool.
What if this
Legendary
was
dispatch.
what if this was like when you defend? When you defend, you may ...
Let me think about that. Just like, but not as a reaction. Or as a reaction.
I don't know. I
So
do
this
like
was
after taking damage.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely gonna defend, right? You're gonna do that when you.
Maybe this is like a once per encounter thing.
Yeah.
It could just be a reaction. Turn invisible and move 3.
Yeah.
Maybe that. So if it's once per encounter, like, yeah, that feels okay.
It needs to be a reaction to something, right? Like we have to have a criteria for it.
So like, does it?
I don't know. Do we have reactions that aren't that are just like? It's a reaction, just something you can take off your turn, I guess.
How about just when you defend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just I always made that assumption, but maybe that's not true.
I think it
That you have
is.
to have
I think it is.
a criteria. Okay.
If I knew the game better, I'd be able to tell you.
It's because we went through so many iterations of the core rules.
Yeah.
I'm always looking stuff up. Yeah, so what I landed on for the once per safe rest one was when you kill a bloodied monster, or when you crit a bloodied monster, immediately kill it. We obviously don't want to do this legendary monsters, right? That's not like that's not fun. But was unsure how to make this one feel that way, feel like a legendary assassin, but you know, it not be.
So I don't like having like needing to wait until it's bloodied, because like you have to ask the GM constantly, like, is he bloody? Is he bloody? Is he bloody? And, you know, is he bloody now? Is he bloody now?
True.
So what if it's just when you crit, add 2x level damage. There you go. So it scales.
That's true. You're already piercing armor.
Yeah, you're already
a
piercing
strong
armor.
hit. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like
Sounds
it.
good. Sounds good.
Man, this subclass might be too cool.
I know. Well, so yeah, that's part of the thing. I was like, should this be a class? Like, is this like I don't know. This is very cool, but
yeah. So what I'm thinking already, we might only want to have 3 or 4 instead of 5.
So you only get 4 in this.
Oh, okay. So it's you choose. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is right now.
I see. Okay, then let's keep.
So you know, I'm open to it because, like you said, you want to pare it down. So the mender is the healer, right? Attacks against you are made at disadvantage. Decrease your primary die by 1 for all attacks. You don't want to go into this and still expect to do damage. You want to, and you ideally you want to not be targeted as often. You want reverse taunt, you know, because again you're pretty weak on the defense.
So it costs an action to get into this, to channel legend, an action and an inspiration. Okay.
It costs 1 action and an inspiration right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cleanse, grant temp HP, and remove a negative condition from yourself or an ally.
It's hard to make a subclass where you can go into a healer mode, and you could be in that every single combat and not make it overpowered. You know.
Yeah.
That's pretty difficult.
Revitalize action.
But we had to rely on temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legendary recovery. Action. All allies within range 4 I think if I this is the one where I'd be most worried about it, like feeling, oh, I have to be this one just so we can, like I don't want someone to have to feel like they have to do
Yeah.
this one. So like for the
Right.
shepherd, like her best heal is like when they're already down, so that like they don't feel bad like attacking and like, oh, I don't have to keep everybody topped up. Like it's most efficient if you wait till they're down. So like I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to feel like that they have to be like the healing spam bot,
Right.
So
Right.
this one would probably be if I were to cut one just for
It would
the
be
sake of
better.
the sake of the G in TTRPG, it would be this one.
Yeah.
So
No, I get that, and that's, like I said, that's the hard part about this, is like it's really hard to make something that doesn't trivialize a lot of the challenge,
yeah, yeah.
but still
Let's
feels
move.
like a healer.
Yeah, I think it would trivialize a challenge, but also be like unfun, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll cook on it a little bit longer, but maybe like rather than spending time
Yeah.
balancing it, it might be best to just. Okay,
There's already a
tactician.
lot here.
Okay, so we have a defender, we
so
have a glass cannon kind of guy, then we have a
mhm.
tactician.
This is kind of the commander. This is the like
Mhm.
kind of controlling the battlefield a little bit. Advantage when you assess or help,
Mhm.
because those things can always happen more, right? They're underused, I think, at a lot of tables. When you assess, you gain advantage on your next roll. When you successfully help an ally, they gain 2 advantage instead of 1. Right? We're buffing the help and assess. That's what you're going to spend your actions doing in this.
Okay.
Reaction: after an ally's crit, until the end of your next turn, the next attack to hit the attacking creature is automatically a crit. Did I read that wrong? I might have read that wrong.
After an ally is crit, until the end of your next turn.
Oh, so this is like Fairy Fire from 5e, right? This is like somebody crits your ally, and you go, you got to get that guy, right? And so like now everybody has advantage. Oh no, I'm sorry. Now everybody, the next attack, the next person who hits that is automatically a crit, right? Like we're calling out that guy, he hit our shepherd, we're upset about that,
Yeah. So this is so this guy is probably like he doesn't get a turn probably. He's acting like this is like only reactions it looks like. Except for assess,
he's
but like so
helping.
he's helping, he's using this a lot. Legendary Barrage. Okay. Once per safe
Legendary
rest.
Barrage is, yep, go ahead.
Call for a hail of arrows to hit a 4x4 area. All creatures hit take key d6 piercing damage. Okay, so it scale.
I think was added when I switched it to once per safe rest. I was like, this needs a little bit more spice.
Okay. Okay, so so some concerns that I'm having about these, some thoughts that I'm having is that I don't want like him to turn into this class. I want like this class to help what he does. So like maybe give like one additional action he can do. Like so a passive thing is cool, a once per safe rest thing is cool. And then like maybe a reaction is cool. But like I still want him to be like the bard, like still like doing like his like casting his own spells and like doing his own things. So I don't want it to completely replace the class. So that is something that I'm thinking about. So maybe we could streamline these just a bit. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. It was just like, it's a lot. I went into this knowing like there's a lot here, but yeah, it should be streamlined down a little bit, I think.
Yeah. So like maybe this would be like once per encounter. So like this would be like a 3 out of 3 stars. Like a lot going on in class, and some people would like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe like I might. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
if I was going to get rid of something, it would be a sound plan, for sure.
Okay, so can we do something where each of them has like one passive thing, And so like one passive thing, and then a once per encounter, once per safe rest kind of thing. Like maybe that. So like while I have summoned this guy, he gives me this cool passive, and then at some point I can do this cool ability, and then at some other point I could do like this amazing ability, right? But like with all the other times, I'm still doing my regular bard stuff, but like I'm buffed, and then every once in a while I can do like that would feel like a subclass and not like a new class that I'm playing. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Yeah. And I'm just kind of looking over everything, seeing.
So like all of this could be like its own subclass.
Right.
You know, which would be cool. It would be cool to have a bard, like a special, like, you know, melee bard subclass.
So, you know, part of the thought, I think, is that it'll be easy. I'm concerned that if we remove kind of the middle thing, that's not a like, I do this once and that's it, once per encounter, once per safe rest or whatever, the thing that could be repeatable.
Yeah.
I'm concerned people will select these based on their passives, right? Like, gotta have that extra armor, right? Like, you know, like that's where I worry about it.
So so like if that's your favorite one, and then like you use this, like maybe I don't want to use that one anymore. Like maybe I'll go into this like if I start getting lower on hit points or something, you know.
Right.
It's like I like having the once per safe rest ability, because like once that's used, I'm less incentivized to use that one, and like I'm more incentivized to use the other one or two that I know, right?
Right.
But if the passive is so good that like I would choose it just for that, then probably that needs to be toned down a little bit, maybe.
Right. Well, and consider also that like, so here, let's keep reading through it, I guess, because we haven't actually looked at the subclass stuff.
Oh yeah, there's more to it. Okay, yeah.
And it's a lot, right?
No, I mean I would rather
I
have
think
more
the
abilities
binder,
and like pare it down than like not enough, and it feels like not enough. So
I think the binder is one of the better legends here.
Yeah, cool.
So and this was the one that Ross was like, well, maybe this answers that, like, what would a treant stormshifter look like, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to increase armor by key, because you're off bark, right?
Yep.
The spaces within reach 2 are filled with thorns. They're difficult terrain.
Plus key. Plus key fits.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. Monsters that, this is Rime Blades, but thorns, right? The monsters that enter or start their turn there take key D4 piercing damage. Your speed is reduced to 2. So you are moving really slow. You're a tree, you know.
Yeah.
And then when you're hit with a melee attack, the attacker is grappled without using one of your hands. For grasping roots.
Okay, that's
pulsing
cool.
venom. Yeah, pulsing venom was 2 actions. Any monsters in your thorny ground are poisoned until they escape the area.
Nice.
And then the once per safe rest.
So is this like concentration, or is this just like a once, like anybody who's in it, like you can like you just poison them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like pump the poison out through the thorns, you know.
So poison all.
Yeah, that's definitely
Is
a better
that
way to say.
Reach 2.
Yeah.
There you
go. And I had it until they escape the area. I don't know if you want to put an end on it, you know. Yeah. And then all monsters that you choose within range 6 are pulled adjacent to you or as close as possible, and gain the effects of pulsing venom once per safe rest, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that one's cool.
So the idea here is you're pulling people in. You're getting people close to you, away from your allies, and kind of keeping them there, you know.
Yeah,
the
that's
poison
cool.
protects you because they have disadvantage on their rolls, right? It kind of
so
keeps
you're sort of like
you
you're like a tank. You're like a caster tank. Sort of maybe like a
controlling
thing.
Yeah, I was going for controlling. I was going for like crowd control, if it's an MMO term, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, looking up at the subclass, it all kind of just plays off of that, right? Each of these levels, you choose an additional legend. At level 7,
London says, "We are
go ahead.
Groot."
We are, yes. At level 7, I added the ability to kind of fluidly hop into these.
Back up. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So level 7, you can choose another one. Then you can start channeling a legend without spending action if you meet. Okay, that's cool. That is cool.
And this was the thing that I was like, maybe this makes more sense at the very beginning, that you kind of have to hit these benchmarks to shift into that form. But if you're only starting with 2 of them, kind of limited, or you're just only starting with 1, and then at level 7 you have 2 of them, you want to be able to use your subclass. You want to feel like you're able to hit it all the time, And so this is without spending an action, but you're still spending an inspiration.
I think it might be cool if you just let them. Yeah. Like you're incentivized to oppose,
Yeah, true. That's added down in level 15. So
I see.
okay. We can rework that, which is okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we can always put
Yeah. I don't mind the edits. It's all good. The level 11, choose another one. And then when you're channeling a legend, your allies gain a benefit in the following way. It's just a small little piece that they get when you're in that legend.
So I'd be careful about this. You guys the bard in 5e, like you always have to remind, like, oh yeah, remember the bard against ratio? Remember I gave you +3 defense. Did you add your +3 defense? It's like maybe we could do something like that, but different.
Right.
Where they wouldn't have to be reminded. Increase speed by 1. That's cool. Gain a key to HP at the start of your turn. Probably don't want to do that. That's just a lot of like if there's 5 people, that's like every round that's 5 actions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Well, and I'm not set on the shared power ID either. I put it in here and I was like, this would be a lot of bookkeeping, right? When you start involving everybody else's sheets, that becomes a challenge.
What if it was this, Matt? What if let's get good out of here. What if it was at level 3 you can pick 2 of these guys, but they only have like the first 2 abilities. And at level 7 you can pick another one, and they all gain like the 3rd ability. Right? And then at level 11, like the once per encounter ability is twice per encounter, or like something like that. It's like the legends get better as you go. That might be cool.
It allows you to learn the legends better, right?
Yeah,
the learning curve easier.
And then so like at level 3, like you don't want to just be like, oh, I can turn into this armored guy. It's like I can summon one of these 2 guys. I can like pick 2 cool things, And then as you level up, those 2 cool things get better, and then like you can pick like a 3rd cool thing,
Yeah. No, I like that idea. Let's see. You'd need. Just trying to think through this.
I think this. I think what if we just had 4 legends, and like at level 15, you can summon all the different kinds of legends, like all the different legendary archetypes. Because like with the Songweaver, like you already have like the lyrical weaponry. Like you can't choose all the lyrical weaponries. So like there's already something like that. Or maybe it's like
Yeah.
you have access to all of them, and you can like, I wouldn't want to like upgrade just one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's like you can use
So
any one of their once per counter abilities like an extra time. So like not all of them don't get like a two piece. So like that kind of thing. Or level 15, like
I think that makes sense.
use one of the like once per safe rest abilities again. So like if you really
Right.
like the defense one or the other one, like you could just use it a second time, even if you've already used it. That
So
might
you'd be
be
doing
cool.
2 at level 3, 1, and then a buff at level 15, basically, like something to make it better.
So you get 2, and then you have a third. Yeah, you'd have a third one.
Yeah.
And then I think you would get this. You wouldn't get a fourth one yet. And then at level 15, you get a fourth one. I think. You get a fourth one, and then you would also get like you may use a lead. Okay, dude, something like that. Like, sort of get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, I really like this one. No. I really like this one. Fluid channeling.
No, this one.
Yeah, I really like that one.
I was gonna say, we'd be getting rid of shared power, right? Is that the? It's too much bookkeeping. It's too much like.
It might be. It might be.
Yeah. Well, and so a thought I've been having here is on potentially reducing each of the legends' abilities down. If you have already spent the once per safe rest, I wonder if it's, especially for the more supporty ones, if you want to be able to continue to provide that kind of support for your party. Like I would hate for it to turn into just like it just helps you, right? Your supporty ones are not as useful to everybody else.
What if it was like you can spend an inspiration to like to maybe like the abilities are like you spend inspiration, like the support one, since like your inspiration is to support an ally. I don't really want to replace it though.
Yeah.
It's like the Song Weaver already has like a built-in like teamwork thing, and I don't want to take that away from
Right.
them.
Well, and yeah, that was one of the things I liked about this, is that like the reality is that you get a fair number of Songweaver's inspirations, and you get them each encounter, right? So if you want to just go into a legend once or not at all in an encounter, you can still use Songweaver's inspiration. You still have it, right? I like that decision, Yeah. I guess the part of the question, we were talking about like a passive reaction and a big once per safe rest thing. Like, is there value in having a continually usable part of the legend,
So I think the like the development for the original Storm Shifter is important to keep in mind. Like if you go the beast one, like there are still abilities that can like spend your mana. If you go the casting one, you
Right.
can spend your beast shift charges to do cool stuff with your casting. So I don't want to like become the blade and like I'm never casting spells, you know.
Right.
So maybe the blade is like really powerful, but like once you use smoke bomb, like you're fragile. So like you have to do, you know. So I don't want to have to. Maybe like these guys are like a thing that like empowers you like for like one cool turn.
Yeah.
Like if an enemy happens to walk up to you, like you just stab them good, you know. But
Right.
without you becoming a rogue or a cheat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
this one's tough because there's a lot of ways you could go. You know,
what if
there's a lot of different.
what if
Go ahead.
instead of becoming this, because like I'm getting a lot of storm shifter vibes. Like, what if instead of becoming this, like you summon a dude and you can spend an action to tell them to do something. So you still have your 2 actions, and then like maybe like when you use their legendary thing, like then they disappear.
Yeah, so they're abstracted like the shepherd's pad.
Yeah, like
They're not
they can't be attacked or
physically
whatever.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, so what if it was that like you're summoning a dude, um, and like he's next to you, so like as long as he's next to you, he does this. Um, hmm.
Well, and maybe we cook on this one for a while.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I know it's late, so if you gotta go, like, you're in Las
4 hours
Vegas.
earlier my time.
It's
Yeah.
it's just past lunchtime for you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so maybe it's just a way it's worded. Like, after you defend, like the Aegis attacks that creature,
Mhm.
for like for this much damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then
Yeah,
like
but you don't want to step on the
whenever you attack, the Aegis like taunts someone instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how I feel about like you like becoming this guy versus like he's a cool dude that like comes and helps you, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to step on people person too much, which is kind of what people person is.
So like yeah, the
I mean
idea for this
these are
is
legends.
like the idea for this one was like to be the people person subclass.
Right.
So like if
Right.
if it's something your class already does, like you can't step on it. Like it's already an identity that you have. Um
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
So
these are such good ideas though.
yeah, I know. I know. I was really happy with how some of the legends worked out. I liked the Aegis and the binder a
Yeah, and
lot.
like even this one, like this one is super rad. It would just be a nightmare to try to balance it.
Right. Right. Right.
um
Um,
yeah,
well,
this
yeah. I
feels
mean,
this
maybe they
this
get
feels
dialed
like
back.
3 subclasses.
Yeah. So the thought was like, and this was just a wild care idea, right? Um, this idea of like channeling a legend, there being some other power that's working through you or whatever.
Mhm,
Um, it feels tangential to kind of how you've described the Revenant, and so
mhm,
the wild hair idea that came into my head was like, well, what if the idea of the Revenant was one subclass of whatever this is, right? Of
yeah.
channeling a different power, but it's kind of steps on the storm shifter. It's kind of like, it's kind of muddled all in there, you know.
I yeah,
Um,
I think this might be like a big bucket of ideas that we can use for lots of things. That might be what it ends up
yeah,
being because like all of the ideas are cool. Um,
right. Well, and that's like Ross said, maybe the binder is the start of the treant story-based subclass for the storm shifter, and
it
maybe
might
the
be.
like,
Yeah, that
yeah,
that would be
yeah,
cool. I would like to have a cool
yeah,
controlling thing. Um,
right.
so what would a people person subclass story based subclass look like? I think they would lose access to lyrical weaponry and like all of their focus would be on like summoning people.
Yeah.
And then like maybe like
Well,
they
and
could get an additional person that like would be one of these things.
the trouble is that like people person is so table heavy, right? It's so dependent on who you have met, who's in the story, what's like, like it's hard to adjudicate that designing the system, you know. Um,
Well, it would be like if you pick the subclass, like these are people that you know, right?
yeah, that's true. I mean, right. It could be like like the I know a guy rule, right? Like,
Yeah.
I know this assassin, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's true, and they're general enough, right? They're general enough that it's not specific. You can tailor it to wherever this guy came from in your party. You know.
Yeah, this is a good question from London. How do you do a summoner roll without outshining Shadowmancer? So like these summons, like they sort of like the shepherd, like it wouldn't be something that like would be attacked. You wouldn't like. I think it would feel very different. Like they're not minions. They would be like things that have their own abilities. Maybe they would have like their own AI kind of thing, like their own triggers. Like when this happens, they just do this. It's like maybe you just summon them that you don't control them. So maybe it's like this. Like maybe like they have their own AI or whatever that whenever like whenever an ally's attacked, like they can just do this. Whenever an ally misses an attack, like they can crit instead. Like you summon this guy, like this guy is tutoring you and your allies like how to interpose better. Like that would be cool. Like you summon this legendary like Aegis guy, and the next person who interposes can do it for free, and they increase they can defend for free too when they do that. Like cool. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, I mean that's I thought there are a lot of directions for this, and that's definitely something we could do.
And then like even this one would be cool. Like you summon this guy, like the next ally to drop to 0, like heal him back.
Yeah. Yeah, like it could be how would you say that? Like a passive triggered ability, right? Something that like sits in waiting.
It's like a triggered ability.
Until that happens.
And maybe each one of these could be like a once per safe rest, and like as you level up, like you could do one of them like more often. Like that would be cool. That would be subclass worthy. Like it's not replacing anything that you could do. You're still casting spells and taunting people and mocking them, but you have this Aegis. The next person in your party who interposes, they can interpose from 10 spaces away, or they can this or that, and like that'd be pretty cool, like that it would be like a single line, and then as you level up, the Aegis gets better. Like it's it's 5 spaces and then it goes to 10, or like that would be pretty cool.
Is this a situation where you'd have to reuse this, right? So like I go into combat and I'm like, okay, like I'm worried we're gonna take some hits here.
I think so.
Summon the Aegis. Like
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or it could be on the reaction thing, right? It could still be something where you're like, this guy's present, right? I've summoned him in this battle, and I can spend my Songweaver's inspiration to do this thing, or I can we can still use a currency to say like,
all right,
as you level up, like you need to do it more or whatever.
So let's cook on that idea. Okay, so Aegis. Yeah. So like you would action summon a legend. Okay, so maybe -1 damage for all. So just like a little tiny little bonus, -1 damage for all friendly creatures, to all friendly creatures. Maybe not that exactly, but something. And then the next time a would interpose, they can do it. They can do so for free, and something. Okay. Then he goes away. The stiletto, +1 speed. Whenever an ally, like something like that.
Yeah, so you've got the passive while he's there.
Yeah, so like it's good. So like it's like a cool little flat low bonus. Like he's sort of like helping you defend.
Is it too different from a people person? Like from how a people person works, you know?
Yeah,
Like
so like
if
yeah,
we're leaning into a people person.
this would not be a people person. This would just be like you keep people person, you can still do that, but this is just like you got these
Mhm.
dudes you like a totem, like a little totem you can summon, and he's like he gives
Yeah.
your party this cool buff, and it's like it's a set it and forget it thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, and so the passive can scale.
Yeah.
The like as you level or whatever, the passive can scale, the active can scale. I guess my one thing is I would want, as the song weaver, I'd want to be able to choose when the active happens, right? Because if I'm like, I know we need to interpose for that guy, but I really don't want our damage reduction to go away or whatever. Like, I feel like it shouldn't just be the next time,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it should be your choice when.
That's my thought, at least. Yeah, like, and that's just like, you can do this thing. When you do, he goes away. It makes it feel more active. It makes it feel more like you're controlling this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we're sticking to.
Gain -1 damage. That wording is just. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but yeah. I mean that.
I'll work on it as long as you and I know what we're talking
Oh
about.
yeah.
Yeah. So London, thank you for the good question. It's helping us cook a little bit. Okay. So whenever an ally, whenever a maybe just ally. It's like I wouldn't want the Songweaver like spinning it on themselves necessarily.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like you're helping, like an ally could interpose for you. Like, hey, if you do it, I'll spin my dude to interpose for me. Whenever ally would miss an attack. I don't think we need to say it gives away. So like I think for each one of these, like once you use it, it'll go away. Right?
I think that makes sense. Well, and so what is there a currency, a resource we're using or we're expending to bring these guys out? How does a people person work? I guess I should look at that.
Great question. I don't know.
That's fine. We're experts. It's good.
I have no idea. Who do I look like to you?
You're right.
People
Emperor
person.
summon them, yeah. So once per safe rest each.
Okay, there you go.
Is how a people person works. Which I think might be
that might be fine.
Might be a little limiting. It might be fine. We'd have to see how it plays out,
I mean, I do like your the initial thought that you have where you spin a Songweaver's inspiration.
Yeah.
It's like you're singing a song to do this.
That's right. That's kind of the feel, right? You want to be doing the bard thing. You want to be singing the song to make this happen.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because like you can use it, but like it's not an unlimited resource, right?
Right. And if we're keeping them simple, if we're keeping them like relatively tame, that's more reasonable, right? And I think you wanna have the flexibility to be able to say like, like we're just going into this like this place where we're just gonna take lots of hits and we know we are like we're probably gonna use the Aegis every single combat. Like like that should be okay. That should be a choice you get to make. So we're looking at a passive, and everybody passive. Is that right? Allies gain. Yeah. And then an active ability, a thing that happens when they go away. And those are things that we can scale, which is good. Does the Mender just grant temp hit points one time?
Like when you summon it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not that great. It
It's
should be
not.
something.
Yeah.
What's
I
something
feel
good
like
passive?
that could be better. Yeah. That's.
Like
I mean, that's
passive.
where healing's difficult, right? It's like.
Yeah.
A small amount every turn is more bookkeeping than we want to do.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. It's a video
A
game.
big lump. Right. Yeah. A big lump when you summon it could be okay. 2 times key or something, and because it'll last, right? They don't go away until the end of combat, so it's still damage reduction. It's damage mitigation in some way. I'm looking through I always find myself on the conditions page of the core rules, like looking for ideas.
Yeah. What about clearing? Oh, Terry Tipke. Hey, Terry. What about clearing conditions instead of healing? Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have some stuff in the Oathsworn section about that too. I was like, we do not have enough condition cleanse. Like that needs to be a thing, you know?
What if it's like +1 on saves? That's good.
+1. It's +1 to the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good enough? I'll think about that.
I mean, it's about as good as +1 speed.
I mean, that's true. That's true. +1 speed's not like amazing.
And then +1 to help and assess rolls. So yeah, it's just like +1, +1, +1.
That's true. That's true.
And then the binder.
Yeah, that one might be a little more difficult to convert.
There was Brandon. Brandon said it. Yeah, good job, Brandon.
Yep. Yep.
Brandon, don't say it. There's an AI in the pre-AI sense. Like it just does something automatically. Okay, what would?
Yeah, what would the binder do?
I think the binder would like restrain like a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the active.
So like it could be like restrain one large creature, or like restrain like up to 4 like smaller creatures if they're like in this area, maybe.
Yeah.
Roots too. I want to name him. I want to name him Old Oakham. Let's read what he does.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily want to pull, right? If you don't have the extra defense or anything like that, you don't want to get a bunch of people right next to your Songweaver.
What if like they're just immune to difficult terrain? That might be too good.
They're immune to, well, in some classes get it.
What about
right? Zephyr gets it.
He's just like so tall, like he could just spot for you, like +1 range. I don't know how often that'll matter.
I'm concerned it only benefits some people. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're using a reach weapon or whatever melee
What if
weapon,
it's like +1 ranger reach? That might be too good.
that might be that's really good.
Oh yeah, Brandon has a good idea. -1 speed to enemies. Brandon.
Yeah.
That might be too good also.
I mean,
but yeah, that like minusing some, like debuffing other people.
Yeah. Is well, and can we make these scale? You know, is part of the question too. We've got +1s for everything. Should they scale? Should the passive scale? You know, or is it just the actives? Or do we add things? You know,
Yeah. Like maybe you could just
I'm
do
just
the
asking
active
questions. I'm
ability
not
like
actually
more
going.
often. No, those are great questions. Those are great questions. Those are really good questions.
Yeah. The active ability more times before they go away, maybe.
Yeah, like that's what other things get. Like you can choose more of them. So what I don't want to have happen is like, all right, I spend a first turn, some of this guy, some of this guy, some of this guy. Right.
Wait, say that again. I missed it.
Yeah. So I don't want like the Song Weaver like on his first turn. All right, I'm gonna summon these 3 dudes.
Oh yeah.
Now we all have to remember we all have +1 damage reduction, we all have +1 speed, and we all have +1 on our saves.
Yeah.
So maybe like one
Well, my
legend at a
assumption is
time.
one at a time.
What's that?
Yeah. I mean that I was definitely assuming one at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
But if that's the case, you don't necessarily want them to stick around a long time if you want to change, right? I guess you don't want to feel like you're losing the utility, right? If I get to the point where I'm like, I can summon the Aegis now, and I can use his active thing 3 times or whatever, 2 times or like whatever that is, right? Before he goes away. And I get to a place where we've used it once, but I really need the stiletto now. Like I don't want to feel like I'm losing the utility from the Aegis when I get rid of him to go bring the stiletto out, you know?
Yeah. What if instead of max 1 per time, what if it's just like, once per round you can summon these? So you can summon 1 this round. You can summon a second one next round. Maybe it's like max 2. Maybe that's something you like as you level up, you can summon more of them.
It could be. Might be a lot to keep track of. I mean, it'd be cool. Like I like the cool factor, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe the passive ability only applies to you, so that like everybody else doesn't have to worry about it. And then like the active thing applies to your allies. Because I like if I was
for your allies.
Yeah, like passive is you, and the active thing is only for your allies. That might be cool because like if I was playing and there was a Song Weaver in my party, like I don't want to have to remember when I have +1 to saves or speed or like just I don't want to have to know what your things do.
Stop doing that. Yeah. Right.
But if he tells me like,
you don't want
hey,
that.
Evan, can you interpose for me? Like I'm like way over here. Like, no, yeah, I can make you do it for free. Okay, cool. Like that's fine. But like
well, and it increases. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying, it increases team play, right?
Yeah.
You can empower the Oathsworn's already great interpose, right? That benefits him and it benefits you, and like,
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's true. I like that. I think we would need to, since we are no longer spreading out the buffs to the party, we probably need to like increase them a little bit in power, because they're much less when they just happen to one person.
I don't know what Old Oak would do.
Yeah, that does get harder. You're right.
Plus 10. Maybe just that.
Just a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's like this guy gives you.
Oh, you're right.
+2, like just damage reduction. Like he's just like constantly like defending you a little bit. But Old Oakham, he's like,
it's a shield.
There's a shield.
Right.
So you still have to use your
yeah, true. When and do you do we base this off of key? Do we base this off of a particular stat? I don't know, right? That would scale nicely, right?
Yeah.
Right. It would be
Yeah,
2x
2x
for
key
Ogrim, and
like
it would
feels
be
about right. It'd be like 6 to 10.
right.
Maybe 3. No.
That's a lot. That's yeah. That's
All right.
like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
high level metal armor level up. But yeah, 2x key I think makes some sense. I mean,
Maybe
the other thing you could
regain.
do, you could go away from defense and you could say like you're immune to forced movement or
That doesn't come up a whole
certain
lot.
conditions. Yeah. I mean, or it
Yeah,
could be
I don't
like
know that we
immune
want
to like
two. I don't know that we want
yeah.
two defense things. What's a
Right.
cool buff that you
And
can
that's
get?
yeah.
So sometimes just like looking at the character sheet can help. Let's look at the character sheet.
Yeah.
Where's the character sheet? There it is. Something to initiative? No. Arcana. So maybe skills? No. Temp HP? Defense? Wounds?
HP is more reasonable when it's just one person. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
it's not nearly as cumbersome, but it's not crowd control-y either.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be immune to dazed and slowed, or something. Like maybe those don't come up all the time, but situationally it would be very useful, which is what all of these are, situational.
Yeah, let's look at the conditions like you were saying.
Yeah.
Dazed. Maybe it's like immune to hampered.
Yeah.
Or
Dazed, grappled, prone, difficult terrain. Oof. Prone though. Can't be knocked out. That's not a bad idea though. I mean, it kind of covers the things you'd want, right?
mm-hmm. Is it too good?
Can't affect your actions. It might be better to just say dazed and grappled. I don't think difficult terrain makes a lot of sense.
I mean, like we could explain it with like a cool name, like helping branches, or like the roots move for you. Like you're just like surfing on the roots. But yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool image. Don't get me wrong, I like that. Yeah. If it was me, I would just say. So hampered is not a thing that I guess it is. It's a thing that applies to heroes.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that too, like like creatures that. Yeah, maybe just like reach 3, like spaces within reach 3 is difficult terrain near you. Like maybe it's just that.
Yeah.
We'll just make it 2 so that like if we do increase it,
everything can increase the same.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I like Terry's idea there of rather than, if I'm understanding correctly, rather than restrain creatures in a 2x2 area, something like how the the Ranger's traps work.
I was thinking something similar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really like this.
More. Go ahead.
Yeah. I really like this. The Aegis. I think that feels cool. Like that's something like you'll want to use. Stiletto, you'll want to use that. Like this is just a cool like little buff bombs, that you're throwing out to the party.
Yeah, and I mean, right. The Menders thing is represented in a lot of games around, right? Not so much tabletop RPGs, I guess. I think a lot of video games have the like precast the resurrect, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. I think that's unique.
Yeah, and this is cool because like the ally will still like gain a wound, so it's not forestalling the end, or it's not It's not making it just like meaningfully take longer. So the Mender or the Tactician auto succeed on a help or assess. The Songweaver can already do that with you can just allow them to re-roll a single die. So that's not
that
good.
might need to change.
It's like auto succeed on help isn't great. Like, I feel like the Tactician isn't helping as much as assessing.
Well, I feel like succeed on assess is not that hard. Like the DC is relatively low intentionally. I think
What if it's like pick 2? Like you can create an opening and prepare for danger or whatever the word is. That's kind of cool. You can anticipate danger and create an opening.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
About that. It is cool. I don't know if it's as cool as the other ones.
I think that's way cooler.
Do you think so?
I think that's way cooler. Yeah.
All right, let me look at assess again. Got to refresh my memory.
I'll pull it up here. So you can ask a question. Usually you'll like create an opening and anticipate danger. So increase the next primary die roll against target by 1. So double the chance to crit. Can't miss. Like that's very important for like the Berserker and Oathsworn and the cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And then reduce all primary die rolled against you this round by 1. So this is for an ally to do.
Right.
So that's quite good. Like I can see like a expert tactician like doing this. Like a regular person can assess and like do one thing, but this guy can do 2 things, and it just works.
You're going to gather more information.
Yeah, and it just works because like he is the one doing it. It is sort of the flavor.
Right. Right. Yeah.
That feels cool.
Well, I mean, let's test it and see if it sees use in playtesting.
Yeah, and then +2 to assess rolls. Like you can use some of the other skills that like your skill isn't as high on.
Right.
It's like you can do it more often.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the 2x2.
Yeah, I think this is better when an enemy would. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
The one I think is kind of the outlier is the Aegis, right? They're interposing for free, they're defending for free, and they're getting more defense. I don't think that's too powerful. I just think the others need more of a boost, to match that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a bunch of things. It's free actions.
Yeah, so maybe it's just that. Like they can interpose and defend for free from like far away.
Yeah. Well, it depends whether we're buffing this as it goes, right? If
yeah.
It'll have to be one of those. Each level that it gets buffed has 5 options listed, which is it's a lot of words. It's difficult because you don't have it all in one place, but it's doable.
Yeah,
it's easier to have them all in one block.
We could buff the passive thing on all of them, like goes up to 3. I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
But like all of these are like they sort of scale automatically. Like this is just like all of these things are just permanently always good. Like someone's defense is just their armor just always naturally goes up, and like this is just always good. But like
Right.
so I don't think the abilities need to get better. I think maybe you can summon like
The
one at a
actives.
time and then two at a time or whatever.
Mhm.
And then like I think some of the other ideas that you have here, like maybe like you could do it as a reaction. You know, at level 11 or something, you do it as a
Right.
reaction. And then level 15, like the first like whenever a legend would go away, it doesn't. It's like you can like use its abilities twice. Like that would feel like really cool, like quite powerful. And you have like a pretty sweet kit of like different buffs that you can spread out. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Level 3, choose 2. Level 7, choose 1 more. Probably not a reaction.
The reaction would be a passive for you, right? That would it would affect you, not the party. Or would that be something for the party?
Oh, where you could just summon it as a reaction.
Oh, summon it as a oh yeah.
First time, we'll say it this way. That's very strong. So what do you think about having multiple of like more than one of them at a time?
That's what I've been sitting here thinking about. Is just
I think maybe just like one,
how much would that be to keep track of? You know,
not too much. Like that, like only I care about it. Like if I'm playing it, like nobody else really needs to care about like what silly things I'm summoning. Like maybe it's like
yeah.
once per round. You could summon one once per round.
Oh, like under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Instead of
would you eventually would a song wave eventually get them all out in a combat if it lasted long enough? Like hopefully it doesn't last that long. That's too many rounds, but
I don't know. That would be something for playtesting. Maybe just like two at a
it
time
would.
is I think two at a time is fine. Like that's enough to where you're not like
Yeah.
feeling too crazy. Because like I want you to incentivize to use them, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
this feels very cool, I think.
Could a bonus for level 15 or somewhere like this would be a strong thing, right? But could it be to bring two at the same time?
Ooh,
Basic
yeah.
effectively starting combat like on initiative or whatever, like that
Yeah.
could be a nice bonus. It shortens your
Just summon
wind
one
up,
for free whenever you roll initiative. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I do like that. That's pretty cool. I feel like level 7 might need just a little something.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you replaced the reaction triggers with roll initiative, because I was concerned that having the reaction trigger is going to be too much to think about when you're already thinking about all the active abilities, which are reactions, right? Like it's just too much to track.
So maybe like level 7 could gain like some once per safe rest ability.
Like something unique or something that affects these.
Maybe that. Like once per safe rest, boom, you get 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. You just sort of speed it up. I like this. I really like this.
Yeah.
This feels this
Yeah.
this is not the direction I thought it would go, but I think that's a that's a very cool.
Yeah. Well, and it, like you said, it gives us a pile of other stuff to work off of for other things too, you know.
Yeah, like all of these cool ideas, like this could be like a subclass. Like, yeah, we've got like 5 subclasses here.
Right. Yeah. There was, like I said at the beginning, there was a lot here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have to see how playtesting goes. I'm just quiet because I'm trying to like compute it all. I'm trying to think, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it looks like we've got a complete thing here. Do you want to move that up toward the top of this one, and we'll just kind of like keep the rest of this all for fodder later, you know. I don't know if you have a spot down at the bottom of the dock here for like ideas.
There
cool
is
other ideas. You do.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, it is 11 o'clock. I've got church in the morning, so.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, man, and working. I hope the 3 people left are enjoying it. Oh, wow, we got 62 people, man.
I was gonna say they're still here.
Yeah. All right. Cool, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And if you guys see anybody asking in Discord about when things are coming, fingers crossed Monday, but I'm expecting Tuesday for the first PDFs. So.
All right. If you guys like this, let us know. We'll do it again sometime.
Yeah. All right, cool. Appreciate it, Matt. I'm gonna end the stream and then we'll say our proper goodbyes in a second.
Sounds good.